But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
60-40. And go. And go. You know what? This might surprise you.
Annoys the piss out of me.
This might surprise you.
Yeah.
I'm losing faith in Obama.
Yep. A lot of people.
And you know, I was rah-rah Obama.
Yep.
Even though I'm not rah-rah system. I hate the system in general.
No,
But I was like a little excited about this Obama guy. And the last week or so, he's losing me. Between the mom genes and the 60-40.
Yeah.
And his approval rating, by the way, down to 44%. That came out yesterday. And he was what? In the 60s? A mere couple months ago?
He was in the Messiah range during the election.
Yep.
And now, some people are starting to go like, does this guy know what the fuck he's doing?
We're heading toward a 60-40 split with the government, meaning we pay 60.
Yep.
We pay 60.
We pay 60.
I was getting a little nervous when it was
40.
I started getting nervous when it went 50-50.
Dude, it's crazy.
You can't take... You can't.
Sure can.
That's insane.
They sure can.
It's absolutely insane.
With his wonderful ideas on healthcare, which, by the way, I don't even think it's written. He doesn't really have an idea as to what the whole bill is about.
Yeah.
Even he was questioned and said, well, I have to look and see. I'm not sure of the entire thing. Oh, really? Well, but one thing he is sure is snatching the money from people that have worked for it and that they deem rich. Again, if you make over $250,000 a year in this country, you are considered rich. Perhaps in Arkansas, some other states, you're rich. I wouldn't doubt that, but you can't hold the same standards for somebody that lives in Arkansas as you can for someone that lives in Los Angeles or New York City. $250,000 is two people working their asses off to pay for an apartment, food, parking, just things like that, transportation. That is not rich. But to the people, they will bear the brunt.
Do the people understand that listen to us in the smaller places that it's not a boo-hoo thing, but $250,000 in New York City is certainly not rich.
You're living. It's all relative.
It's barely living well, to be honest with you.
It's all relative. And there isn't a relative taxation. There isn't a relative. They just look at people all over the country and say, here's the level where you are considered wealthy, no matter where you live or anything like that. And some people have no defense because, like Opie just said, you get the boo-hoo from everybody else, which, obviously if you're making $30,000 a year and struggling like a motherfucker, you're going to look and go, I wish I was making $250. If I was, I'd gladly pay. No, you wouldn't, first of all. No, you fucking wouldn't. And when it goes up to the point where the government will be taking more money home than you do, you'd have a problem with that. And but I have a giant problem with that and paying for this health care bill that he's trying to concoct, which is pure socialism.
So, does Ron listen to the program? Yeah, I said I don't mind paying more, but I just said in the last week or two, I'm even losing faith in Obama. A 60-40 split with the government where we pay 60 and the government gets 40 is completely insane.
Yeah.
It's completely insane.
It makes no sense.
And is this for New Yorkers, the 60-40 split?
Oh, no, this is
nationwide?
This will be, if Obama's version of a health care program is put in place, the brunt of the payment is going to be on the backs of the rich. Again, by the way, remember when he was saying, well, the taxes, he goes, the people that are hard-pressed, we have to help bring them up. We have to bring them up, which for some reason, I don't know, I don't want to bring anyone up. Go fuck yourself. I'm not bringing people up. So now...
Would you like to bring a few people up?
Hey, I bring people up that I want to bring up.
No, it's, you mentioned that. I mean, from my personal experience, I come from a large family. And I got a bunch of people that aren't doing too well.
Yeah.
And what's going on with the taxes and whatnot, it makes it harder for me to step up and help family members because I'm helping strangers I'm helping strangers. You're helping strangers.
Right.
Like I said it a long time ago. All right, if you're going to force us to, hand over 60% of our earnings, then allow me to choose family members I want to help. Let me start there at least.
Yeah, start there, or even people working. Like, put it this way. I've had a lot of work done on my house over the past year. Now you can say, "Oh, booty hooty hoo! Look at Anthony." No, you know what? I'm not looking for sympathy.
Yeah.
What I want to put, the point I want to put across is, I've employed a lot of fucking people: carpenters, electricians, plumbers, a lot of people, woodworkers, have been employed. Masons. There isn't one fucking occupation during this shit fucking economy that has not been employed, but personally by me, over my house. And I am looking now and going, you know something? I have to slow the fuck down. I got to slow the fuck down because I don't know what this cocksucker is going to fucking start taking out of my check.
That's sort of that's how I'm feeling too.
So now
all of a sudden you start looking around and go, I'm not gonna buy this. I'm not gonna spend this. I'm not gonna hire this person. That is a fact.
It isn't so much buying thing. Like people think, oh, what, Anthony? You're not gonna be able to go out and buy a car or buy this or buy that. I'm not gonna be employing people. People that came to my house and I paid them to do work will not be getting paid. That's fucking the economy. And the reason is I got to hold back now because I don't know how much I'm going to have to pay for some cocksucker's health care. Sorry, it ain't guaranteed.
When it comes to a 60-40 split with the government where you're paying the 60, you got to start looking at the government. You got to start looking at the system and going, it's broke.
Yeah.
It's broke when you're demanding 60% a 60-40 split with your
It's tax and spend Democrats. I'm sorry. I sound like a fucking broken record. I sound like a cliche.
You're right, though.
But it's so true. We've never had a deficit this big. The Democrats used to jump on any Republican president the second the deficit got high. And I don't hear one person talking about the deficit higher than it's ever been. And ticking away. Tick-tock. And it's these fucked programs. And then this idiot appoints a fucking big fat surgeon general. He's trying to appoint this big fat surgeon general. You can't. What kind of example is that?
Why?
Because she's a big fat black woman. Perhaps I don't know.
Big fat out of shape woman.
Out of shape fucking surgeon general who is supposed to be, kind of the czar of health. and people are going, dude, she's fucking considered obese.
Hey, do what I say, not what I. Wait,
do what I say, not what I do.
Right.
Yeah,
still a little early. We're
eat
still
what I say,
up.
not what I eat.
Don't eat what I eat.
It's
the
fucking
end.
And von Wolfgang, you could stick it up your fucking mother's asshole.
Wow,
Gregg, this is what they start with first thing in the morning.
That's a little rough.
No N-words employed at Aunt's house, and you know something? You're full of shit. I don't use the N-word while I'm speaking about this subject, my friend. I use it when I'm talking about fucking criminals bashing people's heads in. That's when I'll use it. But not in public. Perish that fucking thought. I use it for people that deserve being called shitheads, assholes, savages, fuck-offs. And then that word might get thrown in if deserved. But I've had people work at my... Danny's been at my house and watched people fucking working at my house of various ethnic backgrounds.
When his eyes are open.
And sexual preferences.
Exactly. Wow, he's dreamy.
Are you in a bad mood today?
No, I'm in a good fucking mood. I bask in being pissed.
Yeah, Obama's losing me too, man.
This
I gotta be honest with you.
I would really love to call in. Hey, give the number.
Call. It's
give
right
the
on
number.
Your bad data.
Von Wolfgang, give the fucking number. I want to hear your point. Bashing Obama. What? I don't have a right to bash? Go fuck yourself. He's taxing the shit out of the people that are employing people. So they cannot employ people anymore. Yay! So how does that work? I'm reading your shit. Type it in. How the fuck does that work? him penalizing the people that are employing people. Ugh. Had it. Yeah, he's like Robin Hood, all right.
Let me say hi to Frank in Jersey. Frank.
Hey, he's got me sick to my stomach. It's not like Obama's going to go away in 4 years and we're going to get this money back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So this is what these people that elected him, that were cheering, crying when he's elected, don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Once he screws it up, it's done. It's not like no matter Democrat, Republican, once they come in the office, it's not like they said, let's give this money back to these people. It's done.
Yeah, then it's just done. The tax goes up, it stays there, and you're penalized for achieving the American dream in this country now.
But all those people protesting were hillbillies who were just racist against Obama.
Right, that's what they said. You know, when people were protesting tax increases, they were just redneck assholes that were racist. The only reason they were protesting is because they were racist. And no, they're displeased with what's going on with this fucking guy. Jesus Christ. Just tax the shit out of everybody and think that's going to help. You know what it's going to do? It's going to make everyone pull the fuck back. Me, my spending, I'm cutting it back. What am I going to do? What am I going to do now? Hire more people to work at my house? No, I'm not fucking hiring. I got to sit back now and see how much I'm going to have to pay for some fucking other guy that I don't know who the fuck they are for this socialized health care. And one thing I'd like to say, do you think Ted fucking Kennedy would still be alive if he was under some socialized health care like Canada?
Right.
Do you think that motherfucker would still be alive? Bullshit!
But you don't think he just went to a regular one and had to wait?
Please. And had to wait 6 months for surgery like they do in Canada under the socialized Obama health care program? Blow me. That motherfucker would have pudding coming out his ears in a fucking casket. He'd be dead.
And ask Wolfgang or whatever his name is, if he wants somebody to come to his town and put all the money into a pot and everybody makes the same amount of money. If they take his salary and give it and divide it up with everybody that works at the food town and Walmart's and everybody makes the same amount of money. That's what the Obama nation wants.
Ted Kennedy would be dead from a brain tumor if he had to adhere to any type of socialized medicine, some type of tax the rich so they could pay for the poor, the government, which is already now in the automotive industry, the banking business. You know, they're spreading themselves thin. Now they want to run health care, which is great because the government's been so good at running everything. Whenever it's a government agency, never too many people for one job, never a bunch of red tape, never delays, never over cost. So them running the country's healthcare system is just going to be a treat. I'm not saying the one we have in place now is great. It sucks a dick. The insurance companies need to be spanked because they're just robbing people blind with the cost of premiums for healthcare. I understand that. But that doesn't mean the government, again, has to step in and snatch everything up and fucking run the show. Enough already. Enough fucking taking my goddamn money away. And rich doesn't mean you're rich forever. You know, you make a lot of money. It's really nice.
You know what kind
but
of
at
rich
some
you are.
point, yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what it is? You make a lot of money, and it's nice. You're able to put it away. You're able to buy some things. You're able to, like I said, employ some people, build yourself up. That was the American dream. That isn't a fucking crime in this country. It's what was supposed to happen. It's an opportunity for somebody to step in and use a little bit of luck, some skill, networking, whatever you want to call it, to build themselves up and make something. The opportunity, not a guarantee, the opportunity to prosper in this country. People now think it's a guarantee that they're guaranteed health care. You're not. You could die on the side of a fucking dumpster, lonely and broke. That's part of it. Or you can be a very rich man that can take care of his family and other people. It's what this country is. There's no fucking guarantees.
You should debate Obama. How do we get this done?
Oh, please, get him on.
How do we get this done? How do we get this
him
done?
What? Treat him with kid gloves, everybody.
We could Google bomb that.
I've never seen a fucking president treated with such kid gloves under such adverse circumstances.
Not so much
like this.
The people are turning a bit on Obama.
I certainly hope
the people are turning on Obama a bit.
It's not socialized medicine. Oh, my God. Yes, it is, Von Wolfgang.
Why isn't he calling in?
When people are paying, when the wealthy, as they're considered, are paying for the masses, it is socialized medicine. It is like the old communist method of everybody gets a piece of the pie. It doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work.
I'm a union sheet metal worker, and in my local fund,
so was I.
It funds our own health care. So the people that are working are taking care, are paying for the people that are unemployed at the time, and we're always broke. The fund is always broke. We're always dumping more money into that fund. Trying to support. I mean, obviously union, and that's what it's all about. But it's always broke because we're always trying to take care. Everybody's paying for the retirees' health benefits, and one retiree.
Well, retirees you should pay for, dude, because they carried the load for a long time. It's different. Retirees are different, man. Retirees are different.
Yeah, it's a different story.
No, they should, but one retiree gets cancer, and he has $400,000 in medical bills. And you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing that Obama wants on a larger scale.
If he paid in, then that's fine. There are people. I do not want to support people that did not pay into the system. There's this, like Social Security. You pay in, and then it gives you the ability when you retire to get some money. Whether it's too much, too little, not enough, whatever. That's debatable, arguable, whether it's going broke, whatever. But it's the concept of you pay in and you take out. I don't like this. Some people pay in, other people pay nothing, but everyone gets the same thing. That's called socialism. And if douchebag here that I'm reading his fuck name every 2 seconds can't understand that, when everyone pays in and then everyone can take out, that's different. It's not some people paying in to care for others and hold them up, as Obama says. I'm not here to hold people up. If they do work for me, I pay them. That's capitalism. That's what our country's based on, not socialism, which is what Obama is doing. He is trying to put across socialist programs by taking care of people based on taxing the living fuck out of people that are the only people in this country with the ability to employ other people. So now, like I said, I pull back. I don't employ people. Now, what happens to them? They're not making money. Unemployment goes up. Boy, that worked well. And we're just getting tax and spend like every Democrat has a fucking stamp tax and spend on his forehead.
Listen, Mike in Jersey, my wife and I earned $268,000 last year and struggle every month to pay our mortgage, car payments, college costs, and our luxury, quote, vacation this year is a trip to the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
It's not rich.
This is another booty hooty hoo thing?
Yeah.
When people go, oh, poor Anthony, oh, booty hooty hoo. I'm not getting a new car anytime soon. I used to support General Motors every 2 or 3 years based on my lease or a purchase or something like that. I would then go in and get a new vehicle. You know why? I'm doing well. Feeling good. All right. I can afford this. And it's not just me. People don't understand. This shit doesn't get pulled out of thin fucking air. I don't hand the money over to God and get a fucking vehicle. It's supporting an industry, which now I can't support because I'm being taxed up my fucking asshole. So I got to hold everything back.
Here's the audio that really got you going this morning. Obama on the Today Show.
Again, the office is saying that we're going to have higher costs with those bills and a greater deficit. People look at that, Mr. President, people who are paying already high costs for medical care, and they think it's a joke.
Well, wait.
They're paying a lot of money, and they see Congress coming up with legislation that would cost them even more.
Well, no, but I think it's important to not confuse two issues, and that's out-of-pocket costs for individuals versus the long-term unsustainable costs of health care under Medicare and Medicaid and other government programs. Here's what's going on. We have a problem of healthcare inflation generally being out of control. And that's true in the private sector, and that's true in the public sector. And so what we've got to do is we've got to bend the cost curve over the long term.
That's not unreasonable.
That wasn't the clip.
That's not unreasonable.
No, we got a couple more clips here.
Yeah.
Not all of them have been adopted by Congress yet.
But again, not to beat a dead horse here, but again, the Congressional Budget Office is looking at those bills that are out there and saying they do not contain cost. Any one of those bills, would you sign them based on what you see? Right
now, they're not where they need to be. But I promise you, I just met with the Congressional Budget Office today, so I know exactly what they're saying. And what they're saying is that the cost savings that are in those bills right now, some of them may actually work, but they're not enough to offset the additional costs of bringing in 46 million new people to provide. So
they won't work, in terms of reform.
What they won't do is offset the fact that if you are adding additional people to the system, that's going to cost more.
Yeah.
At least she's asking them real questions.
Yeah, she's asking them questions.
Mm-hmm. And then finally,
it's costing
One
more.
of the ways to pay for the health care bill is something called a surtax on some of the richest Americans, people who make more than $280,000 a year. I've never heard whether you support that or don't support that. Would you support a surtax?
Right now, the House has put forward a surtax. The Senate Finance Committee is looking at some other options. What I've said is, and I have stuck to this claim, I don't want to see additional tax burdens on people making $250,000 a year or less.
But,
and by the way, despite all the hue and cry out there about how, Obama's becoming like a tax and spend Democrat, this is what you hear from.
That's not what you were saying.
That's what I just said. And of course, he's going to say no. What is he going to say? Yep, that's what I am. Tax and spend Democrat. You got it.
Like a tax and spend Democrat, this is what you hear from the Republicans. The only tax change I've made in the 6 months since I've been here is to cut people's taxes.
But would you support a surtax?
Shut that off. Shut the fuck up. You're lying. You cut taxes on people that don't work. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh, what I've done is cut tax. It's a game of percentages. He can say he cut the taxes on like 90% of the population. Meanwhile, the 10% is the one that's supporting the country. That's where the tax burden is. And 40% of those people never paid taxes before because they fall in a bracket where they don't have to pay taxes. And he gave them a rebate check. So that's his idea of cutting taxes, is taxing the fuck out of the people that are producing and giving it to people that don't pay taxes anyway. Thank you. Good job. Thank you.
Like a tax and spend Democrat, this is what you hear from the Republicans. The only tax change I've made in the 6 months since I've been here is to cut people's taxes.
But would you support a surtax on those people making more than $280,000 a year to help pay for this health care reform?
I think that ultimately what we're going to have is a package which will probably include some additional revenue from well-to-do people.
Well-to-do. Well-to-do, he calls them. Well-to-do people.
Well-to-do. What an old lady he sounds like.
Let me also add another thing.
He is a square.
He's a nerd.
To people that love thinking that I fucking light cigars with $100 bills and shit like that. I am in a fucking career that can end at any moment. This radio business is fucking shit. It's a very difficult business to keep yourself in, especially the type of radio we do. And with the rules and regulations where they are.
Lousy.
So if I'm so thank you. Yes. If I'm so well to do, you know what though? Next year might not be as well to do. I like being able to have my money and know what I can do with it, how much I can spend, being responsible with the income I've made from the fruits of my labor. Instead of having to worry that I'm going to hand out my money to people that I don't know what the fuck they're doing, all right? Some I do understand. They're falling on hard times, whatever the fuck. Not my responsibility. Not my fucking problem. You know my taxes? You know what I want my taxes to go to? Nice, smooth Northern State Parkway. I love that Northern State Parkway is so fucking smooth when I drive on it. It's like velvet. That's what I want to fucking pay my taxes for.
Most of the roads suck in this country.
Oh,
they can't even do that right.
Beautiful.
Maybe the one road you drive on. Most of these roads blow.
Do you like that he didn't say tax? He didn't say the word tax. He said the word additional revenue for well-to-do people.
Dude, it's another. He's fucking read between the lines. Why would this open, honest, transparent presidency? Why would he use a phrase like that when the question was presented to him in will there be a tax? And then he fucking puts it, he says it like that. He words it in political speech that is supposed to throw you off and think, well, obviously he doesn't mean a tax. It's additional revenue for the well-to-do. Well-to-do.
Let's finish up the clip here.
Probably include some additional revenue from well-to-do people, including me and you, who can afford to pay a little bit more so that working families, people who are going to their job every single day, can have a little more security on their health.
So that means yes, Mr. President?
It means that is one option among many, but what levels that's going to be at, where it's pegged at, all those details are still
the main option, though, obviously.
And that's already leaked out what it's going to be. And so just don't be honest. She goes, does that mean yes? Well,
I want to keep my
approval
rating above 40.
Anyone that thinks that he's not a really good politician, though, they all answer questions the same way.
Stop.
She asked a pretty direct question.
Yep.
And he wouldn't just say yes. Nope. Under certain circumstances, I would support that.
Nope.
Not the word yes did not come out of his mouth.
No.
And can I read some instant feedback?
Please.
Next year, tell Crybaby Millionaire to save some money then.
Save some money. That's what I want to do. And that's what I'm doing. And that's why I'm not employing as many people. I'll throw you some phone numbers. Get that guy's info. I'll throw you some phone numbers for carpenters and masons and plumbers and that. And you could call them up and tell them that the Crybaby Millionaire isn't going to be hiring them. And maybe you could throw them a few bucks, you motherfucker.
Anthony, tax those producing. What do you produce? That's Nate in Florida.
I produce jobs for people, idiot. You fucking moron. I produce jobs. I've kept people working for the past year and a half. I've kept people fucking working. What a dumb what a country of fucking dummies. You're fucking all stupid.
We're psychotic. Praise Anthony. You are a voice of reason. We'll throw that one in. But then we go
I wouldn't go that far. I think Anthony's right, but a voice of reason?
Well, then you got Then you got Lou in South Jersey. Anthony, you're a blithering idiot. We're all paying for people without health insurance now. Why the fuck do you think health insurance premiums go up 50% every year? You sound more and more like Howard Stern every day.
Shut the fuck up. I wish I sounded like Howard. Could you deposit this check? It'd be wonderful.
The thing is, I don't mind even paying for people, but I don't like where they're taking the money from. It's like the money already exists, so you don't need to fuck people out of more. Just spend it better what you have.
There you go. Yeah, spend it better.
Yeah, the system's broke.
You don't need to take more.
So why are you looking at us to try to... I mean, they're not even trying to fix the system, by the way. Just patch it up.
Just tax the fuck out of more of the people that are productive, that are producing, that are supplying the jobs for people out there.
Well, this guy, Joe, wants in. Joe in Trenton. Joe?
Hey, how are you guys? How are you, Jimmy?
Hi, Joe.
Hey.
Hi, Joe.
Anthony.
Yeah.
He barely said hi to you.
First, let me say I didn't vote for Obama. I don't like his points of view. I think he's a rookie senator who has absolutely no place in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Anthony said, he's a smooth talker and he's full of shit. Let's be honest.
Language.
Excuse me. We're on XM, so we can do that.
All right, kidding.
Excuse me, Jimmy.
I love being able to do it.
Yeah.
Let me say, forget about all the tags you're putting on people, socialists, and using all the political cliches and so forth.
Well, he's doing it, so whatever. Okay.
Well, I mean, you are to a certain extent.
Okay, I'll
Although
whatever.
I agree with you, it is the land of opportunity. It certainly is. I mean, I've worked my ass off for 20 years as a utility worker. I don't have that much to show for it, but let's forget about the tags. It's a humanistic point of view. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to point the finger, let's point the finger at excessive government. Let's say, okay, instead of taxing people, why don't we get together and say, look, you're going to cut your fat.
There you go.
Like Jimmy said.
We were just talking about that. I got no problem with that, Joe.
And that's where I'm at.
Joe, I got no problem with that.
I'm at.
I'm not a Michael Mohr fan, but I did watch Sicko, and I'm sure it was slanted in some direction.
You think?
But you know what? It wasn't a complete work of shit that had no accuracy. There were things in that you watch and you go, you know what? Because a lot of insurance companies, who really are the ones responsible for jacking up the rates because of a lot of lawsuits, are kind of vultures.
Yep.
We have, in a way, turned into a country of really, like, who don't give a fuck about each other. And there's a balance between, I'm not going to pick a guy up who's a bum and carry him, and really just telling a working class family to go fuck themselves. There has to be a balance in there somewhere, I think.
Exactly. I mean, you can't choose your station in life when you're born, when you're a child, the innocent child. And Jimmy's right. You know, you have to look at these fat cats and look at the waste and look at our government, how dysfunctional it is, and wonder, when is it going to stop? Is it going to implode eventually? And hopefully, just like the Constitution says, when are we going to rise up and say, wait a minute, this is ridiculous. So why are we putting up with this anymore?
Well, look at what happened. Excuse me, Joe, for 2 seconds. Look at what happened when people did try to rise up and protest the taxes. Yep. They were called racist. They were called hillbillies, out of touch. For some reason, you're not allowed to go out and actually voice a negative opinion about the way the government is spending your money, or else you're fucking you're crazy. Want to overthrow the government, or if they're black, there's a black president, right. So now you're a racist. They've put you in a position where you can't really rise up.
It's only because it's a black president. That's why they were called racist, because they had the nerve to question the policy of a black president.
Of a black president. Exactly.
How long do you think it's going to be before we get to a point where the people aren't going to start questioning each other? Do you think we're going to get to a point? I'm really interested in what Anthony has to say about this. Do you think we're going to get to a point where people are actually going to rise up, where there's going to be an implosion, where government is just going to fail to the point where people say, you know what, I'm tired of eating dirt, I'm tired of not having health care, and I know the money's there. If you watch TV, I see these senators and everyone wearing $1,000 suits. Wait a minute.
Giving themselves raises during an economic friggin' earthquake, and they give themselves raises. They're taking, it's like, they're going to try to get this bill in before their summer vacation. These motherfuckers take a summer vacation. Who the hell, who voted on that? What guy that represents you would you then vote for to give him a vacation?
We're not even allowed to take a summer vacation.
These fucking guys.
I think we're allowed to squeeze a weekend. These guys squeeze a whole.
Their session will come back. They're just gone. And to take a vacation when the country is in financial turmoil like this is just outrageous. It's not a dopey radio show taking a week off to fucking, recharge the batteries. These guys are supposed to represent us, and they are not.
I think if we took a summer vacation, our listeners would survive, but,
survive, they'd be happy.
But the citizens of America, they need their government in place, especially during hard times. Yeah. It's the whole thing is a complete joke. That's where I stand. It is. Every one of these politicians is a joke.
Yeah, but it does help to attack back, because it does help, especially where media is now. It's like if you're attacking accurately, people do hear it. I mean, you have to fucking fire back. You have to.
I realize, guys, just last thing. I realize, our forefathers were, the majority of the forefathers were wealthy white landowners.
Slave owners, fuck them too.
Okay, you know what? But their point of view, their actual reasoning for the development of our country, was altruistic. It was real.
It was, you know what, though, dude? And look, of course I love this country, but we have to be very honest and realistic when we look at that. I've had enough of the forefathers. A lot of them, I'm sure, are very good people, and a lot of them were really just fucking pricks. Let's be very honest. They weren't out for the regular guy, dude.
Books are just books, rewritten and rewritten and rewritten, and eventually, some guy who most likely was an asshole slave owner is all of a sudden this hero, and I believe that. We all know that. We know people as they are.
Yeah, a lot of them were asshole slave owners.
I feel like instead of labeling things, we really should look at where the source of all these problems is, and that's our goddamn piece of shit government.
Well, that's part of it too. But you have to look at it too, like. it is easy to blame the government because they are the quote-unquote machine. But you know what? The government is not the one filing the frivolous lawsuits. I mean, it really is. Carlin had a brilliant line. He was talking about people in the government. He goes, that's the best we have to offer. Garbage in, garbage out. And you know what? The government really is a reflection. It's not these awful people reflecting wonderful Americans. We really are self-centered and greedy in a lot of ways.
But the whole thing of them representing the American people has just turned into something completely different.
Yeah.
They do not represent. When you look at what your politicians are doing, you cannot figure out who they're representing. It's not the masses. Like, who votes for those things? You look at a bill and go, that isn't representing me. That isn't representing another guy that's working for a living, middle class, lower class. It's representing that motherfucker that's writing the bill and getting him reelected or getting him more money or getting him favors from another place. That has to stop.
But one thing is, how do you, as a politician, how do you do it right? Because, like, look at the radio show. They're pretty much, majority of them listening are fans. Like, you say they're all Democrats or all Republicans. Half of them hate every bit we do.
Oh, exactly.
Half of them love it. It's almost like, how do you represent people when everybody is so completely, even people on your side are so completely fucking different?
Well, that's just it. I guess you're probably trying to represent the majority of your constituency, but from what I see, they're not even representing that. Like, you read some things that get passed and you go, no one would vote for that. No one's going to vote for more money for my representative. No one's going to fucking say, I agree with that.
We got Patrice on the line. Patrice O'Neill, everyone. What's up, Patrice?
Hi, Patrice.
Hey, good morning.
My co-star in the new upcoming film. Hi, Patrice.
Well, I'm keeping that on the L there, buddy. You never know. So, I called to say that I agree with Anthony.
Thank you, sir.
Almost 100%. But the problem is, the two things. One is that this is not about money, because money, they're just printing money. They're printing up, $780 billion here and there. And what they're doing is, it's easy to attack people that the masses don't care about, or they hate, which is the rich. But it's just to keep them off focus, where this particular government right now is trying to take over industry. They take over the cars, they're taking over houses, they're taking over health insurance, man. Taking over health insurance has nothing to do with money. It has something to do with people. They trying to clear people out of here, man. They trying to let you see what's happening in England and these countries in Canada. The government decides who lives and who dies, man.
Yeah, exactly. See, thank you. You're right.
But hold on.
I agree with that.
You're talking about. Let me ask you something, Patrice. You're talking about them taking over the industry, and Rush Limbaugh talked about this too. Them taking over the banks. When someone like GM or some company goes, bail us out, and they go to the government with their hat out and they go, give us money, and the government gives them money. And what they do with it is they wind up bonusing, like I think AIG did this. They wind up bonusing their executives, and the public goes, we want these people shot. The government steps in and goes, we'll give you money, but now you have to say...
Let me say this, though, Norton. They bonus dictators when they take over land in other countries. They give money... See, they give money to people that help them out. They give money to dictators who kill their own people and help them sell their own land to the government. That's the same thing they do to GM when these guys help them in this takeover. They go, thanks. It's a kickback, man. They're all in cahoots, man.
Patrice, let me throw this in though, because a lot of people got mad at them bonusing some of the executives in these companies that were bailed out. But let me put it in terms that I think we can understand as a show here at Sirius Satellite Radio that used to be, XM. What if, Opie, they bonused, the satellite industry has gone through some dire straits financially. I don't think it's any secret. What if they bonused Elo to keep him here? And Elo is a very good guy, man, very good for the job, but he was offered a better job, a higher paying job with more security. Right. Now, they were saying they're bonusing some of these executives because they're going to fucking leave and leave a void of management, whether it's good or bad, I have no idea. But this void of management that they can't afford to just lose and have to find new guys. I would rather them have paid Elo more money,
sure,
and given him job security to keep him here.
Well, we also know that most of the management in the radio industry, they're shit.
But I mean, that though was their excuse.
Right,
I'll say excuse because I don't know if it was.
I don't know
that industry
saying they're going to lose some very important people.
I don't know the industry enough to know whether it's a good or bad.
We could talk for the radio world,
but yeah, that would have been good.
I would love to see half of management be kicked out the door in their big salaries,
and
especially
bring in radio
at the old place.
Exactly.
But especially at the old place.
That's not simple. That's not simple enough for what's going on. The reason it's easy. It's the Robin Hood thing. You need the masses. You need a majority of the people to support what you do and to support taking over an industry.
Mm-hmm.
What they did is they go, we're going to get these rich assholes so that the people that's walking around that really don't look further into what's happening go good. And they just look at it like robbing from the rich to help everyone. People are saying socialism, man, but this is close to something else. I get nervous to say it publicly, but it ain't just socialism.
But the whole planet was the whole planet was in the economic toilet. And what happens is a GM really was, or all these other places were in deep financial trouble. Factories were closing, people are getting laid off. The reality is it was happening.
But is the answer a government then taking over and owning a majority share in this company?
What's the option, though?
The option is you let them fold, and then another industry comes from that vacuum.
Then people can't complain. Okay, fair enough. But then people who are auto workers who you can't complain that all of a sudden 50,000 of them are out of work and have nothing.
Well, then let them talk to their union delegate and say, why am I out of a fucking job now? Well, because you demanded fucking $90 an hour to stand and work a fucking spot welding machine.
It's all horseshit, though. If they said to you, this is, 80%, I'm just making up a number, but how many people do you think would think the economy was better if someone told them it was? If they got on the news and said the economy is better, most people would spend money because they was told that.
You're right.
As smart as you
He's right.
think they are, man.
Yep. No, believe me, I know how stupid people are, and they're sheep. And you're absolutely right. And to panic on the news sells a lot better. So to make it seem like, oh my God, we're on the brink of disaster. There's worldwide financial trouble. Things are actually starting to bottom out, as they say, turn around. And I think we're not seeing the same, the news really pounding the fact home that, oh my God, we're in dire straits. And people are kind of spending a little more money.
And Anthony, you said the unions, and look, the unions overextend sometimes.
Yeah,
but the unions' argument would be, look, we have taken pay cuts. They have at times taken pay cuts, and what they say is, who is telling executives to take pay cuts? Nobody. So here, the union takes a certain hit, and then meanwhile, these scumbag executives are bonusing each other. So then the government steps in and goes, if you want more of our money, you're not going to bonus it.
Well, then let me answer that one. Then the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's the executives or the workers and their union. Too much money goes out. The government doesn't step in, and the company fucking folds. And then another company comes out of it that goes, all right, we can do this cheaper and better and here, so let's fucking do it this way. Mm-hmm. And perhaps they should be given tax breaks. But instead, you're right.
Taking over industries one by one.
Yeah, but instead of letting the company fold and then letting the private sector business step in and fill that void with another company employing people, starting from scratch, the government steps in and owns the company. Well, that's insanity.
The government didn't do it by force.
Anthony, the void is because, look, let's say that they let that happen, and some other guy has a better product. But as long as they're telling everybody, all right, that you have no money, they're telling us that we have no money, all they got to do is now take over whatever the industry they want to and then go, hey, we got money. That's it.
It's completely acceptable now. You're right. It's completely acceptable now. The government has made it where people don't get surprised that they now are owning private fucking companies.
But the government's not running. The government's not running in and taking over these things. People are going to them begging for money.
But
it's
they're
like
giving it to them. Companies have begged for government bailout money for years. Look at Chrysler. Years ago, when Iacocca was in charge, he went to the government. The government gave him money. He paid the government back with interest. It was a loan. This government is coming in and actually taking part ownership in the company.
Didn't they give money to, like, I think it was AIG?
Yeah.
They gave money to AIG, and what AIG did was the amount of money that those motherfuckers and I mean, I understand keeping a guy like Elo.
No, you're right.
But it was disgusting, and the people were like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
so then the government's like, okay, well, if you want more money, this is how it has to be, because you cannot be trusted to behave honorably. There's a balance here. The government is not... I don't want them running everything.
You're giving them a lot more credit as being just we were put in this position where we had to do this. It's a very calculated move based on opportunity. There was an opportunity that they saw and went like, wow, we can start scooping up these companies. And the government running a publicly traded company is crazy.
The plan for all of this is sticking it to people with money. Like, that's the front.
Right. That's the...
We're going to get you, rich people.
Right, and everyone can get behind that.
Can go, yay!
Right.
But now, when you get this public health care, look, our health care system is an unfair system, too. But what it does is it allows you to live if you have the ability to live. A government-controlled health care system they equate whether you're worth keeping alive.
If there's some Indian kid that's born with another kid attached at the asshole, they don't fly to fucking, Romania to get him cut in half. They always wind up coming to the United States. Heart problems. They come to the United States. A child has a brain tumor. They come to the United States. You know why? We have very good health care here if you can afford it. And there are varying levels of health care, and you are guaranteed the right to health care in an emergency room. In those circumstances, if you go in, it's not going to be,
man.
It's not going to be free.
Absolutely, dude.
You might, but
I mean, I used to think, hey, my mind moved to a different point of view, man, and it's not because I give a shit about rich people's pockets. It's the government controlling everything bugs me. This is not. They're printing fake money. Money means nothing. You think 5% of somebody's shitty $300,000 helps? Fuck no. It's just taking over, man. Anyway, thanks, fellas.
Right on, Patrice.
Hey, thanks for calling, man.
Great phone call.
It's,
Patrice O'Neill, everyone.
Yeah, but it's also like this. We have this thing to look at the government like it's this brilliant calculating organism, and at times, maybe it's sneaky and shitty, but the bottom line is certain members of society have been proven that left to their own devices, they behave like absolute scumbags, and they don't honor what they said they were going to honor, and they become pieces of shit. And it's like people who have no health care, I don't want to see people who are broke left out in the cold with nothing. I'm not a socialist, but I also don't want to see, especially when I see all this money being wasted in the war, or I see all this money being wasted.
Exactly, yeah.
So the system has to be fixed. I don't want to see some fucking one taking their kid to the emergency room, or someone just going for regular checkups that can't get it because they have no money.
Well, then go for the fucking hard fix and fix the actual problem instead of the easy fix, which is pit everybody against this evil well-to-do and tax the fuck out of them again. And Patrice is saying, the government printing up money, they're doing that. So could I ask them, could you just print up the share that I'm supposed to give in and just print that shit
throw it in the pot.
So I don't have to fucking give it in. And somebody, I'm reading down here in the feedback, basic health care is a basic human right. And I was saying that if you can afford it. It's not a right of this country. There's no right to health care. I'm sorry. And there's no right that says that people that make a certain amount of money have to pay for people's health care. I'm sorry. I think, and like I said before, by employing people, by spending my money and employing people, they can then have a better chance at affording health insurance. I'd rather do it that way. I'm getting something out of it. I'm getting a worker that is coming to my house, performing a service. I then pay him money. He can then use that money to support his family, to pay his health care, and do other things. And then other people that can pay for employees do the same, and you get enough of that going on. It's called capitalism.
And that's a very good point you're making, because I think a lot of people are focused on the fact that you're doing a boo-hoo today.
Of course.
Poor me,
Not
poor
the
me, Anthony
case.
Cumia. But
not the fucking
that
case.
is a very, very important point right there.
I've reached a point in my life where I employ people. I give people money in exchange for services. I don't give people money for fucking charity, although I do at times, of my choosing and what I deem worthy of my charity.
Let me read a couple instant feedbacks. I make $90,000 a year driving a truck. I pay $35,000 in taxes. This is something that is lost in this whole discussion, by the way. It's not just over $250,000 being raped by the government. See, in his world, he makes 90. He's paying 35.
Right.
That's killing him.
That's a huge percentage.
That is
That's
huge
killing
percentage.
him.
That's over 40% of his money.
Huge percentage.
And now we're up to a point where if you're making over $250,000, you're now giving a 60-40 split with the government.
You're going to
where you pay the 60.
Yeah.
The problem is the money they have, they're wasting. They're wasting it.
The system's been broke for many fucking years.
But it's like we get mad at poor people like who want health care, who really aren't leeches or pieces of shit. It's almost like we have now focused on them and go, fuck them, they're leeches. But a lot of them really just can't afford it. It's like the focus should be on the fucking mismanagement of money the government already does have. Not the people who need health care.
The government failed those people a long fucking time ago.
Let me tell you another thing, though.
Time ago.
Just like there is waste in the government, and just like the insurance companies like to pretty much extort money out of people, and just like the lawyers like to grab onto these lawsuits that make it so the insurance companies now have to charge a lot of money because they're being sued every fucking minute by these shyster lawyers.
Members of the public, yeah.
There are also people that are don't have health insurance because they're fucking living beyond their means.
Of course.
They're living beyond their fucking means. I saw a video yesterday of a grocery store in Detroit at the first of the month when the food stamps come in. And holy mother of fuck. These people came in complaining that they can't feed their kids. One woman had, I believe, 6 children, and she said, "I can't feed my children." And she goes, "I don't." She goes, "I don't eat, so I could feed my children." This woman was 230. She ought to be 230 fucking pounds
with 6 kids.
Fuck you, you don't eat. And then there was another woman with these giant earrings and very nice fitting yellow suit jacket, and there she is with a pile of groceries in the fucking cart and on the government till and bitching about it.
That is annoying. That's annoying.
Fucking annoying.
But look at what happens when the government gave money to these companies and the amount of money that they fucking just handed out to people who didn't deserve it, to people who had fucking
Armani. Dude, she's wearing an Armani shirt.
It's probably a bootleg.
Whatever. You know something? It puts across a bad image.
You're right.
And
it
she
is annoying.
said she isn't eating because her kids eat. Look at her.
It's annoying.
Get out of here.
But she,
Look
to
at
me,
this fat fuck.
She's not the problem. She's annoying and she's a problem.
She's part of the problem.
But she's not
part of the problem.
Part of it, but not the main part of it.
I don't want to pay for that.
I agree, but I don't want to pay for I don't want to see the government giving money to a company who is bonusing these fucking scumbags who refuse to give the money back. Who the company takes a bath and these bags of shit are still getting bonus because we see how management works. Yeah. They never fire each other.
That is a huge problem.
It's a much bigger problem than that fucking dumb bitch.
I don't know if it's much bigger.
I think so.
It's huge. But that is also huge. Oh, get to the part where the guy with the fucking $200 sneakers is asking the cameraman for fucking money. It's a hoot. It's a hoot.
You don't get penalized for being irresponsible in this country.
No,
you're allowed to have as many kids as you want.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
And then we have to pay for your kids.
Stop with the
somewhere
fucking
along the
6,
line,
7, 8
right?
kids.
Somewhere along the line, you have to take responsibility for your situation. It's unfucking believable.
Poor Michael Jordan's on food stamps, and he doesn't even look good anymore. This guy, Michael Jordan, here he is. Listen to this guy.
How long do they last you?
I'll say a month, about 3 weeks.
What do you do that last week?
We got the munch. We got to eat these noodles. That's why we get a lot of noodles. We got to get a lot of oodles and noodles.
So the beginning of the month is meat, the end of the month is noodles?
Yeah.
Look at
Every
the
month
bacon.
is like that?
Look at this shitload of bacon in the front of that
worse
fucking
now
cart.
than it used to be?
Dude, I can buy whatever I want at the grocery
So how
store.
often
I've
are
never
you
had a
eating
shopping
noodles?
cart that full in my life. I swear to God, that is like, holy shit.
Wow.
That's irresponsibility right there.
So that's exactly what I was thinking.
unbelievable.
And the comments on the video I was reading is like, I have never had a shopping cart that full
For
in
real.
my life.
I went shopping yesterday. It was maybe a quarter of a shopping cart.
Yeah, but because there's fucking like that 6, 7, 8 kids a clip to these families, yeah, they run out of fucking money and food. You're being irresponsible. You're living beyond your means by having too many fucking kids.
And I'm with you where you say, you know, that some people are down on their luck and those people should be helped. But then there's the other side of this where this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why do we have to bring these people up that aren't even responsible enough
don't want
with
to.
what's going on in their lives? A couple more instant feedbacks. Gregg and Tony in Hop Hog.
Oh.
I make $42,000 on Long Island. His 60-40 makes me not want to make $250,000.
Yeah, right.
So here's another side of this. So there's people coming up. They're like, why bother?
Well,
why would I
and
want to make more money if I'm just going to get taxed on it?
And that is an exact a problem that happened in the Soviet Union. There was no incentive. There has to be an incentive to succeed in this country for continued success.
Incentive is very
continued success. I realized I said that right when I said it.
Incentive is very, very important.
Incentive.
That's a very, very important
You
word.
don't want to be villainized. You don't want to be penalized by becoming what this country was built on. And it takes away the ambition of people to want to get to that point.
Carolina man, South Carolina. Opie, I hate to say it, but it's true. Anna's right. I voted as you did. I didn't vote, by the way. I have no problem saying that because I believe in the George Carlin line about what was it again?
I'm dead.
I'm part of
the shit.
He's saying I don't vote. He goes because you didn't vote. You have no right to. He goes, I do have the right to complain because I'm not part of the problem. I didn't contribute to it.
Yeah, there you go.
Although I love Colin, but I didn't vote because I'm lazy. That's why I didn't vote.
Is that the reason you?
Of course it is. We have a civic responsibility to vote. I firmly believe that, and I'm lazy.
I just think it's the same shit every 4 years. To be honest with you,
it is. We should vote independent.
More or less. I voted as you did, and now as my wife and I are about to be considered rich. Quotation marks. Go figure. We were house shopping and car shopping, but not anymore.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think you're talking more for the people today, Ant, that are below you, for real.
People don't understand that.
I mean,
I'm
you're
not
frustrated, and you should be, but in the end, you're going to be okay. But you're making a very good. Yeah, you're making a very good point for the people definitely below you. That's where it's going to really, you're going to see the difference.
That's who gets affected, and people don't realize this. And I said this, dude, I was saying this before the election. People don't understand that these well-to-do that Obama is talking about are going to hold back money to see how badly they're going to be raped, and they are the ones paying people. I'm not talking about goods dropping out of the sky and landing in my driveway, in my backyard, shit like that. I pay for this. I employ people. I don't fucking put the shit in myself. And even if I did, I'd be paying people at like Home Depot and Lowe's and things like that. It makes jobs.
Yeah. Let's go to Andrew in Brooklyn. The Andrew, Space Shuttle Endeavor.
Oh.
Andrew. What's up, Andrew?
Something I got to quickly tell you about the health care, nationalized health care. You know, in some of these countries of nationalized health care, they actually ban you from getting certain life-saving medications. They actually ban you from it.
So you're actually for health care being nationalized?
No.
What do you think should happen?
It's not a good endeavor?
Keep health care the way it is. It's I don't want it nationalized. I'm fine with it.
Well, there's a balance, Andrew. I think there's a balance. Like, again, I keep saying that dumb word, but it's like we're just a bunch of extreme asses as Americans. It's like I don't want a nationalized system where I have to go to the government to get my fucking tonsils looked at. But I don't like the fact that all the money we waste for giving foreign debt and handing it over to fucking people who vote the way we think they should vote in other countries.
That's where they should be focused
That's where the money
on.
should come from.
That's so obvious to a lot of people, but for some reason they just look the other way as far as all that stuff goes.
They try to take it from people, right?
Yeah, they can find money if they really wanted to.
Andrew?
Are you kidding me?
Andrew? Can I ask you something? Because I know
healthcare works fine.
Right. Yeah. Andrew, can I ask you something? It's a little off topic, but I just need to know real quick. I don't know which even shuttle is up. Which shuttle is up at the station right now?
Endeavor, basically. That's it.
Which one?
Which one?
Endeavor, that's it.
I didn't hear you. Which? Okay, later. He doesn't fall for it anymore.
He doesn't want to deal with that.
Never basically.
He actually wants to have like normal discussions.
I know.
With us now.
All we want to hear is him say,
why don't we let him have a normal phone call with us?
Special endeavor.
He's been hanging in
marriage.
6 month delayed diagnosis. Here's a spot that's running. It's a Canadian woman talking about nationalized health care in Canada. She had a brain tumor. She was on a 6 month waiting list. She had to come down to the United States and have it operated on, and she said she would have been dead. She would have been dead. It's like Ted Kennedy. Would have been dead. A lot of these people have to wait.
But, Anthony, that's just one isolated case.
Well, of course it is.
All right.
Yeah.
The thing is,
we got a guy coming in, actually, that's going to debate Anthony on...
And Mr. Canada is just shaking his head.
We got a guy that's coming in that's going to debate Anthony on health care.
Well,
What's his name, Dr. Carroll?
Just play the tape from this morning, and I'll just go home and he can debate the tape.
But wait, something like that, like people having to wait for health care. If you're paying into it and you have your own health care, why would everybody be forced to do that? Like, I don't mind that if that's the option for somebody who has no health care at all. I'm for that. I don't want the entire system changed, but people who can't afford it, that's the problem I have.
There is something in the bill that does call for the elimination of you being able to actually pay for your own health care. And Obama said, I don't know all the ins and outs of the bill, which is really kind of frightening. But, yeah, that would never go through. I understand that.
Anthony, Joe Silver in Jersey makes a very good point, even though I've never seen the instant feedback hotter or the phones ring more.
Oh, my God.
He writes, because he knows, go back to talking about tits and internet videos. Anthony going off on his fascist rants are the worst part of the show.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
And then he goes, guest on Glenn Beck or some shit like that if you want to bitch. As everybody is calling, because this does affect everybody.
It affects everybody.
Let's say hi to Jose in Queens. Jose.
Amazing people.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Jose.
Listen, I want to touch back on what Anthony was saying about the grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Now, I work every day. I install elevators in the city, and I bust my ass.
Yep. That industry's up and down.
Actually, it's pretty good.
God.
I like it for the way you meant it.
That sure plummeted down the elevator shaft.
Go ahead, Jose. So you work your ass off. You're in the elevator industry. What's up?
Yeah, right. I got 3 kids to feed. I work. I do what I have to do. I go grocery shopping. Now, this is during the wintertime, and this pisses me off every time I think about it. I'm in the supermarket. This lady pulls up. She's got 2 fucking shopping carts full to the gills. So she's got 4 kids, and she's pregnant. And she pulls out a fucking WIC card. I wanted to tell her, you should say thank you to me and every other hard-working guy in the fucking city. You know?
Yeah, a lot of people get infuriated by that.
There's an overindulgence that happens that I just don't understand. I was brought up legitimately poor. I mean, I've told a bunch of the stories on the air. And I'm one of 7 kids. Not one of us was overweight because we couldn't afford to eat.
It was a little rail.
I was like the kid that had the shit that after everybody was done wearing it.
Right.
Yeah, okay, now I got it. You know what I mean?
And we were just above like the whole food stamp thing. Above. We would have been better off if we were poorer.
Exactly.
For real. So my dad and my mom should just said, you know what, fuck it. We're not working anymore because we could probably raise you better if we're poor.
If we're just poor. My mother did the same thing. Raised 3 kids, single mom. And, we always had a roof over our head. She worked her ass off and always had food, things like that. And it was, because she fucking went out and worked like 2 jobs and knew what she had to do, knew her responsibility.
There is a point where you have to take responsibility for what's going on in your own life.
I understand the high.
I mean, we went through stages where we weren't sure if we were going to have electricity the next month, and we weren't sure if we were going to have enough food to eat, for real. And then my dad would hit, because he was kind of like an entrepreneur, and then he would do well, and then we did okay for a while, and then the money would trickle out, and then next thing you know, we're wondering, what bills weren't going to be paid and how that was going to affect us.
I want to read another thing from this idiot. There's a lot of little companies that are staying alive from the Obama money. What, lemonade stands? Because the little companies, I am a little company, idiot. Do you realize I'm a small business?
I'm a small business.
I'm a small business.
And we have a business together, too.
Yes, and with that we do. And we employ people. And I just told you something. You say there's a lot of little companies staying alive from the Obama money. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not spending money hiring people now. So in order to keep my company alive, I've had to pull back and not spend as much money on workers. So how is that helping that guy's company, that guy's little company, his carpentry company, his woodworking company, masonry, plumbing? How is that helping? How is Obama's plan helping those companies by me and other people like me not paying them and not hiring them? You're talking out your asshole.
And Brad in Minneapolis, he writes boring. How about you play some commercials?
Attaboy, Brad.
Wow. People want to hear commercials?
Does this look boring? Do I have to tweet the phones and the stack of instant feedback that I'll never get to?
You're going to get one or two people that
do I have to tweet this?
They're just fucking jerking off all day long like monkeys. Just sitting there jerking off. We'll talk about a tit.
Why didn't that guy call in?
And by the way, it's a very small
I think he did.
I don't know if he...
I think he tried. I saw his name up there.
They can't get in.
I know.
I got to keep hanging up on people.
Get his number.
I've been hanging up on people, and then people take their place immediately. By the way, that's a small percentage of the people. I don't want to misrepresent.
Of course.
Most people are way in as far as what we're discussing right now. Keith in Jersey, Niagara Falls, excuse me, he writes, "Oh, well, time to walk my dog. This is shit." Let me say hi to Mike in, where are you, Mike?
Mike?
Good morning, boys. I'm up in Haverhill, Mass. And you know what fucking drives me insane is the amount of money and the amount of housing we have in Haverhill, Mass. I drive through those places, they're giant. And every one of them has friggin' Escalades and Mercedes and Beamers and 4 fucking kids. And I work my ass making $45,000 a year. And these guys are killing me with their fucking gold rings and their jewelry and their Escalades. Fucking with 24-inch rims.
All right, we got you.
Them houses and money when this shit happens. Where's the overseer in that shit?
Yeah, well.
Oh, fuck. All right, boys, I'm out. That just drives me insane.
Good description of Haverhill.
All right, well, I mean... The phones are just lit, but I guess we got to take a break. We can continue.
And Doug from Charleston, I just saw that highlighted. It is true.
Let me go to it then.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi, Doug. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
I saw
your... I was saying the reason why there is a summer break is because senators and the House people were supposed to have fucking jobs. That's how the country was founded.
Oh, you know something? Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
That is true. They were supposed to, take care of their farms and
crops,
their crops and shit like that.
Wouldn't it be pretty much when you're bringing in the crops?
Yeah. So they take their break.
So when the world developed or the country developed, they ignored the fact that you don't need to take that time off anymore.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Exactly.
Who wouldn't do that though?
And originally the Senate was supposed to be appointed by the state, so that way you would have a direct state representation.
Yeah, you just
now
don't
basically we have 2 houses. It's all crap.
Yeah, you're right.
So.
But I like your point though. Where in the Constitution does it say we need to take care of?
Yeah, it doesn't say it anywhere. I mean, this whole feel-good attitude that Jimmy got. I mean, that's okay.
Dude, it's not. Hold on, it's not a fucking feel-good attitude that Jimmy got. It's not about that. It's about. I don't like to see the fucking the money just wasted. And I'm not. Believe me, I'm not a particularly liberal guy. But I don't like seeing money wasted.
Feel-good attitude, though,
I just don't like seeing people who can't afford to fucking get taken care of. And meanwhile, I see our government forgiving foreign debt and giving money to other countries because they make a decision to do something that we ask them to do, foreign policy. You know what I mean? That sickens me.
Jimmy's right.
People that need help make it in this country. I grew up in a podunk place in West Virginia. I joined the Navy, put myself through college, and now I'm doing well.
There you go.
Dude, fair enough.
Them cry to me, they can kiss my ass and just starve to death.
But there's a balance between, okay, well then, so you joined a fucking organization where you're probably going to have to go, you could possibly have to go and fight to the death for people, and then you go, fuck them. I mean, it doesn't make sense, that attitude, dude. It doesn't make sense.
Hey, look, I'm not saying it's the easy road, but I'm saying it's a road people can take.
I'm not saying...
Right.
I mean, and we're already helping bring people up. Now it's getting to the point where, once again, there's a possibility that there's going to be a 60-40 split with the government, and we pay the 60.
To bring people up again.
We're already bringing people up.
I know, that was the whole selling point
So then you have to go to where Jimmy's at and where I'm at, and you got to start looking where all this fucking money's going and how to bring some of that money back and use it for something else.
Where's the next time? Where's the next time they're going to dig into our pocket, too? Think about it. When is the next time?
But how about the Navy guy? How about people coming back from Desert Storm, soldiers who weren't getting proper medical care?
That's bullshit.
I mean, but
as far as the VA goes, I'm all on board.
Right. I'm completely on board to taking care of that. But they put in.
No. You're not. What I'm saying is, dude. What I'm saying is, even they weren't taken care of. It's gotten so despicable in this country. Even the fucking veterans, guys who are fighting, weren't taken care of. It's fucking despicable. The money we give is being wasted. I don't want to give any more. I pay enough in taxes.
You're right. The thing is, and I understand what he was saying, though, is and I keep reiterating this, this country is the land of opportunity, not guarantees. And there's this sense of entitlement that people have that they actually believe that it is in, because the people are dummies that have no idea what this country is founded on, is built on, what the Constitution is, what is in it, and actually believe that there is a right to health care and to that, and if they don't have it, that it should be supplied to them by the government, which in fact is us. It's the tax-paying people. It's not in there.
But how come we're not as mad at money being wasted? Money being wasted on the war.
I think we are. We are. But what do you do about it? There's nothing you can do about it. You can't rise up or getting shit done in this country.
You can, though. You can't just sit there and we can't do anything. We can either vote or complain about it. I mean, you have to talk about it. You can't. We're not just eunuchs.
I see the same shit happening year after year after year, and we're voting and yelling and screaming.
But we need to vote for a third party then.
They probably laugh at us when we try to rise up. They laugh at us.
At you.
I'll go, oh, that's cute.
What, sir?
I think the problem is we establish a precedent, with welfare and other stuff that people are just going to be, taken care of.
That's a
talk about a good social experiment. Welfare is that. Name one person that comes out of welfare and thanks welfare for where they're at today.
There are. You're right. Well, yeah. The welfare system is not a good system. But I'm not talking about, hey, let's just keep giving money to people who have 8 kids.
It's coming back, too, by the way, welfare. They're raising that up for the first time in probably, I think...
Well, like you said, let the companies close. Hey, let GM fold. And then all those people, what are they going to... What is a guy who's, spent the last 10 years working hard and being a fair, fucking honest tax-paying guy? These companies just shut down. A company like GM that employs that many people, where are all? There are very little jobs. So I guess all of those people are supposed to sit around and go, well, we have to wait till something else crops up. Here's what's going to crop up. More Japanese companies who are doing the labor for shit are just going to have the fun. It's like, what do you do?
How about you get General Motors, who, by the way, a lot of these companies during the war were able to turn around in no time and retool their plants to make fucking tanks, which is amazing to me.
Sure.
They're making cars. All of a sudden, they're making tanks. That was the go-get-'em spirit.
Right.
How about you turn around and you turn your company into a wind turbine fucking manufacturing plant? Things like that. Something that actually has a need, fills that void that was left when the company folded. Builds a city back up with industry, shit like that.
Because all those contracts have probably been given out. Like all the first of all, we don't use tanks like we used to. It's mostly.
I was just making a point that it can be done. You can turn a company around. A General Motors wasn't making a lot of cars at that point. They turned around and were there for the military.
But the labor force, it's hard with labor force because a lot of jobs are lost because of computers and technology, things that really have nothing to do with people. A computer can do what 500 people can do. It's like, what do you do for the labor force that's just lost? It's like, it's easy to go, well, fuck them, they have to find something else, but it does hurt the economy and it does hurt us as a country with guys who worked for 10 years on an auto line who are great at that. It's like, what do they do if the company just fucking falls apart?
But the government isn't fostering these new industries and new companies to come up and give them the tax breaks so they can build these plants and retool these plants of outdated products. And then you got a city like Detroit that is just fucked now. Yeah. The auto industry has been the backbone of Detroit for, as long as anyone could remember. Sure. That's over. That's over. So now figure out what else to do. Don't just sit there and put your hand out. And I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the companies. Don't just sit there and put your fucking hand out. Think. Have an executive that comes up with a fucking idea that goes, we need to now do this.
You make enough money.
It's a drastic change. Let's do this. Then we can hire people, bring back a city with a brand new industry.
But the executives were there, and they didn't do that.
Exactly. You're right.
The executives paid each other big bonuses and watched people losing their jobs. And some of those people you see on food stamps are fucking leeches. And other ones, you know what, are probably ex-auto workers or people who did work.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what, what Anthony was making that
generalizing
point.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what's frustrating. It's like, and I'm not saying, man, the rich people are terrible, but it's like, after watching what's happened in the last year,
but the headline
it does disgust me.
The headline is enough is enough. I mean, you understand you got to help some people if you're in a position where you're making a lot of money and doing very well. I understand that.
Get the fuck out of my pocket.
It's like enough. We're to the point today. Enough is enough.
That's it.
I feel that way.
60-40 split is so ridiculous.
You're right, but I feel that way about the bonuses that were paid out.
So ridiculous.
All this money was given to these companies, and these scumbags just gave it to each other. They're no different than radio executives or anything else.
You're right.
We gave them fucking millions of dollars of our money. Well, the money we look at, we can play, oh, look at that bitch, she's got too much bling on. But the bottom line is, that fucking bitch isn't taking $75 million in bonuses in a company that went into the toilet and begged for government money.
But there's 75 million of her.
It's the same person, though.
But
it's
to
the
me,
same fucking person.
They're annoying.
Really
it's the same person. It's people that take advantage. Take advantage of the situation.
Taking advantage is one thing.
She was taking advantage. That was ridiculous.
But she's not a fucking predator like these fucking guys who know the way the system works and are milking the system on purpose for millions of dollars.
Some people know how the system works, and they're taking advantage of what's being handed to them as well.
Yeah, but I don't look at somebody on welfare the same way as I do somebody that fucking got paid $40 million extra in a company that is begging the government for more. It makes me fucking sick.
Let's go to Mike. Mike,
multifaceted problem, Jimmy.
Yeah.
How you doing, guys?
Hi, Mike.
The show. Listen, I'm an intern at a hospital in the South Bronx, one of the poorest congressional districts in the country. And Jimmy, I'm a big fan of yours, pal. You're definitely on target with some things, but Anthony's 100% right. You have to go into these so-called poorer neighborhoods. I mean, people are wearing Rolex watches, driving Escalades.
You're not. No, hold on, dude. I'm not disagreeing with that. I don't think. I'm not some flaming liberal who thinks poor people are just victims. I'm not talking about disgusting abuses of the system like that. I'm not talking about that.
But the abuses of the system more outweigh the likelihood of people getting appropriate benefits. I have 14-year-old kids that are pregnant. I have a woman that's actually on her 12th child, and she's in her late 30s.
That's terrible. It's disgusting. Of course it's disgusting. How am I wrong about anything? I'm not saying that that's right. That's sickening.
But Jimmy, just let me also explain that this welfare and WellCare, I'm writing prescriptions for Tylenol because people don't want to pay $3.95
for a bottle of fucking Tylenol. Hanger tax. That's what I'll pay. A hanger tax.
So, all right. So, what's the answer then?
Anthony, I'm with you, but Vinny,
dude, slow down.
I just want to say,
what's the answer?
People are so used to getting things for free. It is expected now.
What is yes, you know what, dude?
I
don't disagree with you.
To a point.
I do too. However, there are other people on the flip side that are used to getting $30 extra million a year, and then when the company goes in the toilet, they still want $30 extra million.
Right.
And those people lately, hold on, dude, hold on. I am more frustrated with them as of late, because I think that the people who want you to write a prescription for Tylenol, who leech off the system, are irritating and annoying. But the people who are taking $30 million extra, those are the people I like to see attacked with fucking rifle butts. What do you suggest? What do you suggest? What do you suggest?
Can I ask you one question?
No, I would like to know what you suggest.
Why was that money given without restriction?
How come you're able to restrict cigarettes to $11 a pack, and you're handing money out in buckets to these executives?
What do you mean?
The government, why was it given out like that?
Billions of dollars given
Exactly.
to the auto industry without restriction, as far as they were able to give a $30 million bonus to one individual. And I want to ask you one other thing.
Hold on, can I answer one at a time? Because you're on a roll. One at a time. I think the reason that was done is because there's a flaw in the system. And I think what happens is if the government steps in and says, we're going to give you money, and this is how you use it, then the government is accused of overly interfering. So what happens is they give the money, the company gives bonuses which outrage everybody, and then we find out they gave out more, and then they come back and ask for more money. And then the government says, we'll give you more money, but we have to dictate how you spend it. So it's like, what's the proper way to do that?
Let me ask you one other question.
Why just answer that one?
I'm sorry to keep interrupting. What about tort reform? How about if a doctor performs an illegal operation, is charged criminally instead of civil penalty being awarded?
I agree with both. I think that tort reform is absolutely needed. I think people have to have the right to sue, but I think tort reform is certainly needed. You're not going to get me siding with a bunch of lawyers who are just kicking sand in each other's face. And I think tort reform is absolutely needed, but that's not the entire problem.
But James, just let us remember the first George Bush wanted to put a cap on lawsuits, medical malpractice lawsuits, about 15, 20 years ago.
Yep. Sure.
So this has been a problem since then. And this rushing through of this health care plan by Obama is nothing but a used car salesman's trick. Let's get it quick.
But how am I wrong, dude? I'm not saying that I want that to happen. You think I don't want more of my money taken? I don't want more of my money taken.
Dude, we're not on opposite ends of the spectrum here. We're talking about the same thing. Jimmy's talking about one problem. We're talking about another, but it's all part of the same giant fucking sucking vacuum of money problem that we have in this country.
If they take 40% of my money, whatever they take, 30%,
60.
I would rather, I don't think I pay 60, but whatever they take, if I could choose, I would rather see, if they're going to take it, I would rather see people at least be able to go to the doctor than have it fucking go into a government that is giving it to a company that's just going to bogus executives or just going to forgive foreign debt.
Let me tell you something.
Jimmy, just let me tell you something. People can go to a doctor now.
Yep.
The emergency room will not turn your way. Now, let me just also emphasize that ambulances, they're called buses in the business, are used as taxi services.
No shit.
Me as an individual, if I would need an ambulance, I would have to pay about $700 out of pocket.
Dude, okay, fair enough. I'm not talking about abuses in the system. Then you have to punish abuses in the system. But because there's abuses in the system, it doesn't mean that most people who probably wouldn't abuse the system shouldn't be taken care of. It's like saying there's abuses in the legal system, so you can't have jails. It's like just because there's abuse. What?
Could I ask you one more question?
Yes, I keep answering every question you ask.
Okay. I just want to ask you one question. Do you think that we immediately need this health care reform, or that if we fix some of the things that are wrong with the current health care situation, we'll be okay?
I don't know. I don't think we need the reform that Obama's put. Believe me, I don't think a tax and spend liberal Democrat is the answer for our health care problems.
Very good.
But I also think that the health care system has been the way it is for so long, and there really, you know what? There's more people that I'm comfortable with not being covered. I'm sorry. It annoys me when I see so much money wasted. Dude, you can't ask me a question and then keep jumping in. You can't ask me a question. I'm answering your question, sir.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to listen to you.
That's all right, Mike.
I think that there's more people. I think there's more people. More people that I'm comfortable with not being covered.
All right.
We're on the same page, my friend, and I tell you what.
Then how'd you say I was 100% wrong? You said I was 100% wrong.
If we stop the frivolous lawsuits, healthcare
part of it, yes,
come down.
I agree with it. Part of it is frivolous lawsuits jack up the insurance rates, and greed motivate frivolous law. I understand that it's kind of a circular problem, but it's not just tort reform.
I wanted to address something with James, where you're talking about, you want to see people be able to get health care, and if there's a
preventative
family,
medicine, yes.
If there's a family that you want the kids to be able to go to a pediatrician, things like that. That is the health care system we have now. Like, that's your idea of what it's like. The one he wants to put forth isn't going to be that easy for people to just go. There's going to be an overwhelming amount of people. The waiting list is going to be ridiculous. It's not going to be like it is now, where all right, we pay this money, but at least little Johnny's going to go in the waiting room, and the doctor's it's going to be like a little fucking Norman Rockwell picture. It's going to be this fucking a whole different animal. The way medicine works, the way people are taken care of, it's gonna be completely different. So it's not that easy of a fix of just, let's reform a few things and everyone will have the health care that you are afforded and I am and a lot of other people in this country for a grave fucking price. But it's going to be a whole new animal.
Look, I went without it for 10 years, so I know what it's like to not have health care.
I went for many years.
I went for my 30 now.
I would bet half my life.
My 20. Yeah, you know what? I might be on that
close
boat
to
too.
half my life.
Exactly.
So I went a long time without health care, and I know people that don't have it. And it sucks if you get sick. It sucks if you need a fucking a tooth out, or if you need a fucking.
I put a drill screw in an abscessed gum once. A drill screw.
Because the insurance companies, and this is what Sicko points out, and he's right. This is where Michael Mohr was right, is that a lot of people who work for the insurance companies, their job is to turn you down. Their job is to find a reason to not honor the insurance you have so they don't have to pay for procedures that they don't deem absolutely necessary.
That shit is
so here it is. In good faith,
Yep.
you work a job, you pay into the system, and these fucking vultures are trying to find a reason to not honor the arrangement you have.
Obama should do a little focusing on that type of thing.
Exactly. That's all part of the problem.
I'm so with you with all that.
I don't think we're in any disagreement on that one.
No.
That needs to be taken care of.
That to me is a much more angering, vulturish mentality than some fucking dummy who's eating too many Funyuns.
I don't care about the Funyuns. I mean, I care about the Funyuns guy, and that's huge. What I care about is enough, like Opie said. Enough is enough. And we got your fucking hand out of my pocket.
And we got to look at the people that are taking, advantage of the system, all the way up to the executives taking advantage. Oh, you got to just run the gamut.
They're all equally as bad.
I said it earlier. They're the same person.
You don't like the big executive and stuff, but you're talking a lot fewer of them than there are people taking advantage of the system on a smaller level. These social programs. So it really does equal out in scumbaggery.
Yeah, I don't think it does. Even though I don't think the motives are, and I'm not saying I don't just hate executives. Again, executives a lot of times are the brilliant people that make the companies run. Without executives, you don't have companies. You know what I mean? It's not some radical, if you make more than $5 million a year, you're it's not that. It's just, but when I see what's been going on in the last year, it's despicable.
Most executives are way overpaid.
A lot of them are, yeah.
But you do.
Unbelievable,
let me tell you something also. On the news, you will see that a fuckload more than you'll see abuses of the system by people on welfare. You will see, Bernie Madoff, that motherfucker should have his head chopped off. But they will show Bernie on the news every fucking day. Meanwhile, go down. Let's see some abuses taking place.
Fair enough, but let's see that whole supermarket full of people spending their money, some wisely, some poorly, food stamps. Yeah. That in their lifetime, that entire supermarket full of people will never do a tenth of the damage that one piece of shit did. They will never do the damage he did. Yeah. And they will never cause the economic domino problem that he caused. And where is he? In a medium security jail.
But you know something? He's a criminal. They're not. They're just people wasting fucking money, having too many kids, living beyond their means, and that's not a crime.
But if one of them steals to get some money, they're going to fucking jail. That fucking piece of shit is in a fairly, for jail, comfortable medium security jail. He's not doing hard time.
Well, I think he should be in
That's
fucking...
all part of the same...
Fuck you up the ass.
Of course he should be.
Federal fuck you up the ass prison.
Well, we could continue, but we should take a break.
Yeah,
phones are just ridiculous. I mean, look at this feedback. We're never going to get to
I'm hungry.
Me too, from love.
Let's talk about tits next.
All right.
And I'll buy
tits and the cost of tits in America.
Coming up next on the Opie and Anthony Show.
When we come back, I have a gig to plug. I'm not going to do it now. I'm teasing it.
All right. Jimmy.
I'm teasing it.
We're seeing Jimmy Norton. I hope it's close, but I bet it's not.
We also have this guy, Dr. Carroll. He was on the Colbert Report last night.
Colbert.
And he wants to kind of debate you on the healthcare thing.
Which is
kind of strange
because we kind of did it for 2 hours, but
you got a guy that's really going to, be on the other side of this whole thing.
I want to hear his point.
And then we also have Andy Levy from Red Eye coming in. Very funny guy. And Kristen Davis.
The madam.
The madam.
I find them both more interesting, by the way, than this doctor.
We'll see what Dr. Carroll has to say.
Carroll, I've never heard that name on a man before, but I'm sure it's all right.
And,
hey, don't call me Carol.
I think that's it for now. Quick break.
All righty.
Yeah, right. Opie and Anthony.
Hi, this is Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains. You're listening to Opie and Anthony.
I was hanging with Jerry Cantrell and Sean Kinney yesterday, Anthony. It's too bad you don't live in the city. You could have came back. No way, no how.
No way, no how.
You could have came back to Sirius XM and you could have, done some time with Jerry.
That would have been well worth the fucking 8-hour drive home in rush hour.
I brought up the fact that we used to hang with him in the AF days mostly. I don't think we might have interviewed him once.
Denied.
Oh. We might have interviewed him once when we were at NEW. I'm not really sure about that, to be quite honest. But AF days, we hung with him a few times. And he remembered us, for real.
Yeah.
Because he brought up? Dave Douglas.
Of course.
So I'm like, okay, you do remember us. He goes, of course.
All right. Dave Douglas.
And I could have went to the listening party for the new Alice in Chains album last night. I have a tough time calling this an Alice in Chains album because I'm a huge Lane Staley fan. I know Anthony's a huge Lane Staley fan, and I do know Jerry Cantrell sang a lot of the songs and harmonized with Lane Staley.
Yeah.
But it's kind of tough to go on when Lane Staley was, I think, the voice of Alice in Chains.
It's just there's one of those unique voices that's very hard to just throw a new guy in. Some bands you could do that. You could throw a new guy in. It's like, oh, the guy had kind of a raspy sound, so you do this. But his was really unique, and just all that fucking heroin pain and shit was all in there.
And I wish Jerry and Sean and the rest of the guys nothing but the best, but it's just a little weird for me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it also should be said that Jerry Cantrell pretty much wrote all of the Alice in Chains material.
Yeah.
Lane Staley basically just sang. Basically.
But you know something?
He would put a little input here and there in the creative process, but he was basically the lead singer.
I think you could look, though, and see where his inspiration for some of those songs came from.
That's true, too.
Look at Watching Lane.
That's true.
You know?
And the thing I learned about the new album, this William, lead singer is William, anybody, William something... William. He sang with Jerry on his solo projects.
Oh, he did?
And as far as this album goes, there are co-lead vocals, Jerry Cantrell and this guy. So this guy isn't the official lead singer of Alice in Chains.
There are a few songs that Alice in Chains did that they kind of traded on and off vocals, which, they did very well.
Right.
Yeah. But for the most part, Jerry Cantrell did a lot of the backup vocals, which were really cool. Because that's what I like about Alice in Chains. I think, was it the most or second most? The music is just fucking great.
Oh, some of those
driving
riffs,
music and
some of those riffs are ridiculous.
But that harmony that they put together, the weirdest kind of dark sounding harmonies that were really good. That's what that's why I dig it so much.
Yeah, they made it like a love song out of someone nodding out on heroin, basically. How do you do that? William Duvall, thank you. It was right on the tip of my tongue. And I know a lot of Alice in Chains fans.
No, not that.
I think they made an educated decision here, though, because they started going out on the road with William, and they were well received. People were like, right on, you kind of sound like Lane, and this is kind of cool. Yeah. And they took their time because Lane died, at this point, 6 years ago? Something like that. Actually, probably more. Probably 7 years ago. So
every time you think it's 6, it's probably 10.
And they probably, not probably, I think this is the first Alice in Chains album in 14 years. So they really did take their time, and they have decided let's give this a shot. Mm-hmm. So I wish them nothing but the best. It's still a little weird for me.
7 years.
But the stuff I've heard from Alice in Chains is not the new Alice in Chains album. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. But the point is, did some time with Jerry and Sean, and they're going to be coming in studio, and they said they would play. We'll see. We'll see.
That would be cool.
I think they might have been, being nice at that point. But I said, look, you have nothing to lose. You come in and play some songs, man. We got a huge audience.
Rock.
And I go, me and Ann are huge fans. I represent you. I go, Ann is also a huge fan of the band. And,
sorry, so shooting.
That's all right.
It's like a retard looking at a pinwheel when they put guns on the screen to me.
I know. You just went.
guns.
And yesterday, Jim Brewer did an interview, and I taped it, and I threw it up on my my YouTube channel if you want to take a peek. It's hard to hear Jerry because he's very soft-spoken, talking about Lane Staley, so people are bitching that you can barely hear him. Turn up your fucking...
Listen.
When I uploaded the video last night, I heard him just fine. I might have had to crank up my audio a little louder than usual, but you can hear it.
Turn up the volume.
Right. It's Opie Radio on YouTube or Opie Radio on Twitter. But
one of the really funny things I saw on Twitter yesterday, the highlight of my Twitter day, because you have your Twitter highlights.
Absolutely.
That you go, all right, this is what I really dug about.
Hold on, because I know we're going to move on. Ralph is saying that Lane wrote a lot of their songs. Is that true?
I don't know. I just like them. I don't care.
I heard it was mostly Jerry Cantrell.
From all the drug references, I would assume Lane wrote them, but you could have had Jerry Cantrell watching Lane and just going, Jesus Christ, there's an inspiring guy to write a song about.
If you could research that a little bit, because I want to stand by the fact that I think Jerry wrote just most of the stuff, certainly. But go ahead.
Yes, an inspiring Twitter of the day. The funny Twitter of the day was had to be given to James Norton.
James P?
James P. Norton.
Yeah?
Taking the picture of Club Soda Kenny rubbing his cock on the mic stand. It's the comments were the funniest thing because no one really commented on the fact that he was dicking the mic stand. They only made fun of his suit, his ill-fitting suit. One guy said his suit looks like he got it from the set of Barney Miller. Did he get it from a coffin? It was just this horrible suit.
Kenny's suits have dirt on the back of them.
Ill-fitting suit. The comments were really fucking funny, man.
I'm a huge fan of the comments of all the pictures I post and videos I post. There's some funny fuckers that listen to the show.
They're brutal. It's just...
Actually, when I post a picture, I get very excited about what they're going to say.
Yeah.
As long as they, you
get one or two.
At this point, I don't have time for haters. I just don't. If you're throwing someone on the bus and you mean well, I don't care. There's a very obvious difference. But, I just don't have time for the haters anymore.
You're always going to get
I understand.
one or two.
I understand, but... I'm psyched that most of the people that follow my shit are they're keeping it cool. So I just want to say I appreciate that. Speaking of Jimmy, remember his fishing rant?
No, I don't.
I sure remember. I think Coke Logic should be animating the fuck out of that one too.
Oh, Lane co-wrote lyrics, only credited on 3 songs from music.
All right, that's where I was at.
I assumed
only
Lane
credit for 3 songs. Oh, okay,
for music. I assumed Lane wrote the lyrics, but
co-wrote lyrics. That's a little
Jerry
fishy.
Cantrell kind of wrote the music.
I bet you Jerry wrote most of the songs and kind of
Yeah,
come on.
Oh, there's so many great Lane drug songs.
Could you study a little further, Danny?
If you wind up dying of an OD like that, and you listen to Alice in Chains songs, you're like, I can figure that out.
So Jerry wrote just about all the music.
Jerry, yeah.
And probably
right.
some of the other guys helped out with that. And then Lane co-wrote the lyrics, which means Jerry was writing the lyrics.
Or they would sit there and just kind of,
hash out a few things. Okay.
One comes up with the chorus, one comes up with the verse, things like that.
Now someone's writing Snore. Oh, well.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, well.
How can they...
Sorry,
how can people be asleep? I never understood. How can they be asleep and actually snore and type it in? Right. I don't understand that. Some people just put Z's. They go, Z. Like they're sleeping.
Sorry, I wanted to...
Saw wood.
Sorry, I wanted to share my afternoon with you. I apologize. Our Lady Peace was here, too, yesterday.
I remember them from the AAF days.
Do you remember when they played in a closet for us, for real?
Yes, I remember that one.
Do you remember for real?
A closet.
Think. We never got respect in this business. I dream. We're running out of time, but I'm thinking we are, though. We've been at this a long time, and my dream is that someday we get real respect in this business. I'm still holding out.
Smart.
I'm still holding out for that. But it was at AF. We were doing afternoons. We had to go to the venue for a Van Halen show. We were interviewing Van Halen the second time, not the one at the Worcester Centrum.
Right.
Where Eddie walked by and we saw him for the first time.
Yeah.
We kind of freaked out. We were starstruck. Let's be honest. Yes.
Van Halen.
This was with Sammy Hagar and all. And Our Lady Peace warmed up and they wanted to play for us. But our broadcast center was literally a oversized closet. That's what they were willing to give us that day. I can't believe you don't remember this.
I don't.
We
remember
were making all
much
sorts of
back then.
jokes. There was a mop in the corner as we're trying to broadcast.
Sure wasn't me. Fucking hair.
He said mop, not mope.
No, I'm the mope, remember? And they played acoustically in a closet, and then they were really bummed out at their performance. We were like, wow, that was really good. And I forgot the lead singer's name. He's like, it's early or whatever he said. And I'm like, look, man, we're doing this in a closet. I think for a closet performance, this is pretty damn good.
I was in a complete alcoholic daze back then. I really don't remember.
You don't remember this one, huh?
No, I was trying to like keep certain things out of my head.
See, that's why I got to write most of the book. You don't remember a lot of the stuff.
I remember good things from a long, long time ago, like when I was 5, and then
it gets hazy.
Oh, Uncle Paul.
He was such a good boy, Anthony.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Always loved the lollipop.
And it gets hazy. Yes.
You guys suck. Play more Spin Doctors.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Now we got
Spin
problems.
Doctors.
And yes, Jerry Cantrell also had his drug issues, major drug issues. He was going down the same road as Lane was.
Not quite
went
as
to the end
bad as
of.
Lane's, I think.
Well, Lane went to the end of the road, and Jerry was able to get off the road before the road ended.
Yeah.
Fishing is not a sport. Remember that?
I certainly do.
Derek and Steve put a little something together based on Jimmy's brilliant rant that should be animated by Coke Logic. What are you waiting for?
Love it.
Coke Logic. Blow off all your other projects. I've been following your tweets. Enough.
Busy man.
Enough with all these projects. Stick to one. Making animations for our show. That's all we care about.
For no money.
For no money, by the way, yeah.
Attention anglers, still convinced that fishing is a sport? Well, renowned sportsman James Norton presents the ultimate cure for your delusion.
How smart do you have to be beat this animal psychologically? What a dumb animal the fish is.
Introducing Fishing is Not a Sport, you douche.
Not a sport. It's not a sport. Go in the water with your fist and punch the fish. That's a sport. You're standing in a fucking boat. It's not a sport. You have a hook and the fish has nothing but hunger.
This collection is presented on 9 full-length, high-fidelity audio cassettes and will thoroughly convince you that your leisure activity is a colossal waste of time.
You and some other jizz bucket in fucking waders and a big gut standing there in 10-degree water drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon trying to hook some asshole fish. You're not a sportsman. You're not out there sporting.
Despite what you may think, fishing is not a battle of wits.
It's not stacked equally between a dumb fucking fish who has been doing the same thing since dinosaurs were shitting all over Manhattan. Do you understand? That fish was no smarter when a Tyrannosaurus was shitting on 70th Street and Broadway.
Put down that stupid fishing pole and pick up your copies of Fishing is Not a Sport, you douche, narrated by James Norton.
I'm just letting you know, you're not a sportsman.
I like it.
Sportsman.
Talked to my brother. He's a marine biologist, and he doesn't think fishing's a sport.
No?
No. Although he
would know.
Although he just, him and his son Carson caught a 48-pound striped bass. That's a biggie.
That's good eating.
That's a biggie.
That's what you got to say when people either hunt or catch something fishing.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
That's good eating.
I saw the pictures. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool. Lane wrote most of Dirt and a bunch of jug songs. And another guy saying that Jerry wrote probably 90% of the songs. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, like half and half?
No, 90 is not half and half.
No, it is with the government.
Oh, I see. You're using Obama rules?
Yes.
All right, moving on. Other things happen in the world. Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger accused of raping a woman. What the fuck is this about?
Rape.
He's a big sports star. He shouldn't be raping women.
Yeah. You know, football
Is this going to be a misunderstanding,
Jesus
you think?
Christ.
Jimmy, misunderstanding?
I didn't particularly like her story because she didn't go to the cops. She's just suing him. And
maybe
I don't know.
Really? Maybe looking for a payday?
I don't know.
Or maybe she was scared to go to the cops. You got
she was an employee.
You got to
she was
represent
afraid
that
of being
angle
fired.
Too. Right.
Which may be true. But I didn't like the way she described it. That to me does not sound like some kind of a violent rape, and then a year later she shows up. I just don't buy it.
Super Bowl winning quarterback Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers is the recipient of a lawsuit from a woman who was accusing him of raping her last summer in his penthouse hotel room in Lake Tahoe. Roethlisberger's attorney adamantly denied the allegations, pointing out the woman who was working at the hotel never went to the authorities. But the alleged victim, who was seeking $440,000 in damages, contends the Harrah's Hotel and their top executives went to great lengths to cover up the incident, adding she feared she would lose her job. The Steelers and the NFL commissioner said they were looking into those allegations.
Jimmy gave me some advice a long time ago, and I laughed at him when he said this. And I think Rich Voss has said the same thing. When you bring a woman, to your hotel room, whatever, you make sure everyone kind of knows in the lobby.
Yeah.
Especially on the way out. And I'm like, what? You're paranoid, Jimmy. Come on.
I got that from Voss.
You're paranoid. Kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Just like when the elevator door opens, you yell, "Hope you enjoyed your fucking."
Yeah.
And then she says, "Yes."
What was the advice, Jimmy? You're like, when you're walking through a lobby, you stop
off at the desk and ask them a question for a wake-up call where they can see you and the girl kind of happy together and joking.
Right.
Because a lot of times women, and it's not paranoia, a lot of times you'll have a regret about acting like a whore, or their boyfriend or husband finds out and they got to make, you know what I mean? They can file false charges against you. I've never had it happen, but it's very scary.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that's the case here.
I don't know
I don't know this woman's story.
Personally, I don't buy her story just because of the way I read the description. But I'm a firm believer. If you want to sue a guy like that, then you should go to the police. And after a criminal conviction, then you go for a suit because the law has said that he did it.
Right.
But, just to sue the guy, I question that.
Moving backwards, someone said, "Holy shit, Steve C did a bit. Give him a Monday off."
I didn't like the way the audio was on the phone in that one. But then again, I hate the sound of my own voice.
I love it.
And we discussed this morning that Steve is a complete psychopath because he went about his job yesterday and today like nothing happened yesterday. Was there any discussions after the big Steve blowout yesterday, Danny?
None that I had.
Huh?
None that I was involved in.
No
anyway.
Fallout? No residual radiation?
We had our
not
meeting.
even a clue that this went on yesterday.
No.
Unbelievable.
It's the strangest business ever.
Really is.
You would think there'd be some sitting down and talking after what went on the air yesterday.
No.
What you heard on the air yesterday, some people tuned out, whatever. You're going to do what you're going to do. Most people thought it was pretty cool, a look at the inside. You would think some talking would have happened after that. No. What you heard was it. That's it. There's no update to that.
Wow. Just happened and that was it.
Now it's back to business as usual. So
Sopranos episode.
Yeah, exactly.
no tying up those loose ends. No. That's it.
And where are we at with the ESPN girl? It's on the front page again today.
She very angry.
Well, no shit. Lawyers are like out for blood.
Hot.
How many people got that virus trying to find that video, by the way?
Yeah, someone put a virus on the links. Now, a lot of links.
Who put the virus in?
I don't know. They don't know, but they're assuming it's somebody that in her camp, friends with her,
and said, "Look, I'll help this situation a little bit."
Yeah, and then you get a thumbnail that says, "Here it is. Here's the video." You click on it and you get a virus.
Boom, a virus. And that stops people from searching it because, I mean, the one thing we're all scared of these days is computer viruses.
It's the AIDS.
The AIDS for the computer.
Yeah.
No one wants that shit. Let me say hi to Brian in Massachusetts. Brian.
Hey, I just wanted to touch base a little Jimmy there and make a note that he's never experienced that with a woman because he pays for a level of professionalism.
Never experienced what?
The rape allegations.
Jimmy asks for a receipt when he's done. So
no, I picked off plenty of them in my day, and I'm always careful at the end. I never want someone to feel like a whore walking out. I really don't. I don't want someone to feel bad walking out.
Just flick the money at him, rolled up. Here!
Oh, yeah, whore. I'll actually make this little triangular football, and I'll snap it at her face, and I'll say, catch it with your teeth, sex pig.
Like you did my dick.
I'm nice to girls. I'm just a pervert. Just
all
a
right,
pervert.
sir. Thank you. We got a cop that's in trouble.
What happened? What do you do?
Well, he makes news for allegedly stealing donuts from a Dunkin' Donuts.
Why? That's...
Is this really happening?
That must just anger other police officers. They're like, why are you doing this?
It's a horrible stereotype that we need to stop.
That they like donuts.
Yeah, it's horrible. Why do we continue?
I know a lot of cops. I don't think I've ever seen one shoving donuts in their face.
I know a lot of...
D-Rock should be a cop, though.
Yes, he should be.
Dude, that video I posted yesterday was pretty fucking funny,
him
man.
just walking...
Yeah, we beat him up for eating too much, and then we go to break, and he walks in with a mouthful of food. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
And his answer was, because I don't give a shit.
Yeah. People kind of liked him for that.
I think people are starting to turn around as far as D-Rock goes. NYPD, I know a lot of those guys, and they like their Starbucks. Yeah. I don't know if they like their donuts.
Donuts.
The accusation prompted residents in the Rockaways to snicker. Sources say 38-year-old Sergeant Eric Turetsky made a habit of swaggering into this Beach 129th Street Dunkin' Donuts, then helping himself to pastries and coffee. Pix News found the alleged donut thief on desk duty inside the 100th precinct, but he politely declined to comment.
I think it's pretty ridiculous that a cop would just take advantage and steal $2 donuts because he has a uniform on.
Sources say Sergeant Turetsky often left small tips for the Dunkin' Donuts manager, though the cash was never enough to cover the bill. It's against departmental guidelines for officers to accept free food or gifts from stores and residents. More than 10 years ago, Turetsky made headlines during the Abner-Louima police torture case. Back then, the accused donut thief was one of the whistleblowing officers who identified Justin Volpe as the crooked cop who sodomized a Haitian immigrant. If found guilty of plundering pastries, Turetsky could face official reprimand or loss of vacation days.
I'm weak. I was weak. I like donuts. I'm sorry. Show me how you eat a donut. Show me with your mouth.
Show me how you eat a cruller.
I'm sorry. I did so many bad things. I tried to do the right thing, but I'm weak. I'm so fucking weak. Listen how much he loves the donuts. Where do you put the donuts? Come on.
Show me with your mouth.
See?
Where were you tonight? The Kit Kat Club?
Kit Kat Club? That is so fucking sick. He's just jacking off next to the door. Show me your mouth.
Let the fucking cop have a few donuts.
Doing it.
In my neighborhood, I see it works both ways. I see cops, they're on line behind me or in front of me, whatever, and it's a dumb little store. It's either a little ice cream or a little donut, a little cup of coffee, one of those situations, right? And you see some of the stores doing the right thing and going, hey, that's on us. And then letting the cop have his free cup of coffee. Yeah. And then I see other scumbag owners in my neighborhood. They're charging the cop $2 for a lousy little something. As this guy is in his neighborhood, protecting his store.
Got to give it to him on the arm.
You have to. They don't make enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's an over-the-top steak dinner, then I can understand that it might be hurting business. But
yeah, I don't think you're supposed to. I think it's one of those things they're not supposed to really accept.
Well, that's why we're not,
Yeah.
I'm not naming names or anything, but the store owner should do the right thing and let them have it.
Yeah.
They're not asking for it, but you should just go, yeah, that's on us. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Watching the girl on the fucking Bad Lieutenant show with her mouth how she sucks a cock.
While he jerks off on her fucking driver's door. And the other sister is there in the passenger seat showing her ass. She has her pants pulled down, showing her ass. Goes, show me your ass. And then he's just jacking off at the window, saying, you like that cock in your mouth. He was a bad lieutenant.
He was a great lieutenant. Hey, I'll tell you, what do you think? Comes on the side of the car. Fucking rain will take it right off.
Dude,
why didn't he put it in her mouth? That's what I would have done.
I don't know.
That would have been a little too much.
So many bad things.
Yeah, he's trying to
keep
control.
Together.
Right.
He looks very unpleasant and angry.
Oh, he was so angry. He's just like grunting at her, and then he just comes, and then he just gets in his car and drives away. He's all like embarrassed with himself, I think.
He gave her a fucking, he gave her a break.
That's kind of hot.
That is a pretty hot scene.
It's phenomenal.
She's kind of doing the fake blowjob in midair kind of a thing. And then there he's doing his cum shot. The worst scene is when he's totally naked with his arms out, just going, doing that crying thing he does the whole movie.
I gotta see this movie again. It's been a while.
Oh, it's fantastic. I saw it last night.
You know what I love about scenes like this is the girl doing the blowjob thing with her mouth, right? You know she has a family, and she goes, I finally made it in Hollywood.
Yeah,
I'm in a big movie.
Harvey Keitel,
Harvey
by the way.
Keitel. I got a scene with Harvey Keitel. And then the family has to, like, tell their friends, like, our daughter is in this movie.
Could you please not see it? She gives an air blow job to the guy, and he comes on her door.
And you know, Daddy's sitting there going, well, God, is she really a good actress, or what? Or is this from experience?
Yeah.
I haven't seen this in so long.
Yeah. Let's say hi to Curtis. Curtis, you're on the Opie and Anthony show on this fine Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello, Curtis.
Hey, I didn't know if you knew about this, but I just picked up a 40th anniversary special edition of Penthouse, and in their sort of look back section under the film, TV, and radio section, there's a picture of you guys and a quote from you, Opie, from 2001.
Wow.
What's the quote?
Look at us. Do we look rich? We still go out and drink beer with our listeners. I take the subway every day. I want to lead as normal a life as possible. I don't want to end up in a gated community somewhere. Opie, January 2001.
Boy.
Well,
who were those guys?
Yeah, times have changed. I don't ride no fucking subway anymore.
It's very dangerous out there. I never did.
Now I got Kenny picking me up every morning.
I never rode the subway, and I hate people. But I will drink with anyone.
Awkward. Kenny cleans out my smoothie fucking cup every morning. Awkward.
Oh my God.
I used to commute on a subway, and now I get picked up every morning.
Look at us.
And it's not a gated community, but it's a well-secured building.
By the way, it may be interesting to note that in this section, you are the only radio personalities in there.
Oh, nice. You know what, though? I was drinking with listeners this past Saturday at F.H. Riley, so that continues to this day.
Well, thanks. Self-interest there.
Oh. Well, that was the only reason. You know, I gotta make sure these fuckers keep coming when I'm not there.
I drink with the listeners when they come to my house unannounced.
Right. See? We're still the same guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Curtis. I'm going to have to pick that up. I did not know that.
Oh, by the way, to kind of sort of burst your bubble on the whole deal, later on in the magazine, there was a big-ass article featuring all the Penthouse pets that were been on Howard's show. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Well,
enough with the kissing of Howard's ass, really. There's other fucking radio guys doing very well and doing some fine stuff out there. Jesus, enough already. Fucking annoying.
Who?
Let's go to Adam in Connecticut. That's a yellow fucking flag.
Hey, Bonnie.
That's no red flag right there.
I said who? Oh. I'm saying there's plenty of other radio shows like, okay, Jesus Christ, name one.
That was
everyone sucks ass.
I was talking about us.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't want to.
Well, that's good.
Blatantly obvious.
I thought you meant what was his name? Todd and fucking.
No.
So is it Todd? No, the guys that got fired for the wetback statement.
No, you know what? Us doing a good show.
Yes.
Let's make our short list. Ron and Fez doing a very good show.
Yes.
Brother Weeze always doing a very good show when he stays away from politics. More and more liberal every day, that Brother Weeze.
Oh,
Love
my
him, though.
God.
Love him. Yes. This is it?
Oh, is that it?
What the fuck? Where's this picture from?
Oh, my God. Holy shit. I'm trying to think of...
Dude, what's wrong with you?
Definitely look like...
show
it.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of an actor.
The guy from fucking... You look like that guy from fucking Hill Street Blues. the crazy cop. What was his name? Bruce something?
What the fuck, Ant?
Yeah.
I mean, I look like shit, too, but why
There's
are you...
something
your
going on
eyes
there.
are like...
They're half shut. I was probably drunk.
It looks like you're on heroin.
You have hair like old Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
What a creep.
Oh, my God.
I got to tweet this shit.
Well,
What a
you're doing
weird-
your fucking kissing Garami mouth picture.
I do it in every picture. I don't know why. You're right. Dude,
It's like a fish they just brought into the boat.
All right, I'm saying that I look bad, too.
Wow, yeah, no, I remember these days. Wow. This was bad. I was absolutely hammered there. I could tell just by looking at me.
How are you hammered?
Because it was afternoon drive, so we probably took it like during the show at some point.
I don't even remember. I honestly I don't remember taking this picture, ever.
Okay, yeah, I look like a drunk Eric Bogosian.
Oof.
I want to lead as normal life as possible.
Oops.
All right.
Oopsie.
That's a good one.
Nah, I still do my best. Whatever. All right. Moving on.
Stopped us from being able to do that. No, I'm teasing, of course.
And then what's the other section? Why is this? Whatever.
How come he said we're the only radio guys in there, and Rush Limbaugh's right next to us, Bill O'Reilly's over us? Fucking.
Yeah, I don't know. And why are we in black and white and everyone else is in color, by the way?
They probably looked at the color picture and went, wow, we're going to put these guys in black and white. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you know what?
Look awful enough.
Black and white pictures are way better.
Should have done a sepia tone.
Let's say hi to Adam in Connecticut. Oh, by the way, my list would have continued, but I just got bored.
Yeah,
because now people are going, why didn't you mention this or this? Whatever. No one needs to hear our short list of fucking radio guys that do a good show. Adam, what do you got?
Yeah, when you were talking about what the girl, how the girl's parents felt when they went to the movie and saw her.
Yeah.
It'd be like the same thing in Lethal Weapon when Danny Glover told everybody to watch his daughter in a commercial, and she did a commercial for condoms.
All right, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
You got to think that is really happening in real life.
The condom commercial.
And you're putting your parents in an awkward position. Like, God damn, I thought you were going to be like a Meryl Streep. You're showing how you blow guys.
Yeah.
Next day at work, you got a condom tree on your desk.
I thought that chick was hot, that Lethal Weapon daughter there. Everybody's always accusing me of being racist and that I would never find a black woman attractive. I'm accused of that all the time, but she was very attractive.
Yeah,
absolutely. She was just white enough, man.
Because she had white features, and I'm teasing. Come on
now. Let me say hi to Sean in Albany. Sean.
Hey, Opie.
Hey.
Hey, I've never had a problem with anything y'all have done before.
Yeah.
But that Bobo talking to himself video made it way too real. When
really?
Talking about his dad's grave and everything, I started fucking bawling.
Which one was that?
It's one of my videos.
Oh, the behind-the-scenes thing?
I'm becoming a video fucking weirdo. I'm filming everything.
And poor Bobo talks about his father?
Well, it started out fun. It was stupid. It was like him talking to his picture from like a few years ago. And then the next thing you know, he's giving the old Bobo advice about his dead father and his grave and how sad you're going to be when you finally find the grave of your father. As he's talking about himself from the past. And you're going to be really sad because, it's overgrown and it's dirty. And I'm like,
can I hear this?
For real?
Yeah.
All right.
We got it up here, right?
So the studio here.
Well, it's a long video, though.
Is a picture of Bobo.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Get a little bit of it.
Camera.
It's on my YouTube channel.
Bobo staring at a picture of Bobo.
I have to stare at this picture until I see Christina's face.
Who told you to do that?
Troy told me to.
Troy told you have to stare at a picture of you.
It's like abuse.
Until you see your new girlfriend Christina's face.
Otherwise, I'll never see her face again, so I have to sit in front of a picture of myself. I think this picture was taken in May. I know it was right before the animation festival. You just found out that your mom got you tickets to the animation festival, and you're going to see Opie and Anthony on stage for the first time ever. And she said it's going to make up for you not having tickets to the Virus show in 2007. And you're going to be sitting in the second row.
He's talking to his picture.
I think maybe
that's
Opie
creepy.
and Anthony might end up seeing you on stage.
No.
I know you made E-Rock puke with a picture of a tumor that was removed from a dog that your mother used to take care of. And it made E-Rock puke. I remember it's going to creep out Stalker Patty, which I know you're going to really enjoy when that creeps out Patty. And Big A was cheering when he saw this. He's going to be cheering. You're also going to run some people from Philadelphia, but don't worry about those Philly fans. They have respect for you, even though you're a Met fan, but just remember, during the game, there are enemies during the game. Remember that. And you might also want to know that your father is buried in, I think it's Woodlawn Cemetery, not far from Republic Airport. That I know for sure. And please, when you see your father's grave, make an effort to clean it up, because no one ever maintained it all these years. My uncle forgot the directions of where he was buried, and that kind of upsetted you all these years. And you're going to be very upset when you see how it hasn't been maintained, his grave. As a matter of fact, the first time you see his grave, if I could tell you my past, you my past self bring a hedge trimmer to that gravesite.
His grave sports
and
almanac.
some OxyClean.
OxyClean.
And while you're at it, a little bit of a heads up. Might want to arrange for an encounter with Tippy Tom if you want to meet Tippy Tom himself. Because he's going to pass away. You're going to find out he died.
He's talking to his past self.
Yeah. Tippy Tom.
Tippy Tom.
Which would have been freaking hilarious. And, while you're at it, a heads up. You're gonna have to show off your junk the second time you go into the Opie and Anthony show. You're gonna have to show off.
Just a heads up.
But don't worry, it'll be worth it because you'll get virus tickets. And that's a picture of yourself. I guess I could say, look, I'm 2008 Bobo. I have no idea the Mets are gonna collapse 2 years in a row. I have no idea that I'm actually gonna get to go on the Opie and Anthony show. I didn't even know that I could go to that they had bleachers in 57th Street yet. I don't even have an XM yet at this time. I'm listening to K-Rock. My alarm clock goes off on my stereo, and I hear every single morning it goes off. And even on the weekends, I got a program to do that for my iPod. Now, as a matter of fact, in 2009, I still have that.
Holy shit!
Isn't that a great
The pullback is fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah,
he's 2 feet away from it.
I pulled back, and you now see the whole room, and there's literally, 12 people watching him talk to himself.
And he might as well be alone there. He's just concentrating on the picture of himself from the past, talking to it. That is fantastic.
Thank you, sir. Well, yeah, I got some compliments on that one.
Oh.
Opie Radio on YouTube if you want to check it out for yourself. It's creepy.
God damn,
Did the father shit get to you or no? Because I don't know where you're at with emotions. It's not Bobo. It's not Bobo. It's just a dude talking about...
No, I found it fascinating. It wasn't kind of like a...
that doesn't get to you a little bit?
Kind of a thing. No, it's tough to get to me these days.
I understand that.
Fucking... my emotions have just like...
They're gone.
They really are just gone. I don't know.
How are we going to bring them back?
Although sometimes I could just sit there and feel bad watching a movie alone by myself.
What movie?
I don't know. These days, let me try to think. Shit. It's always the same old ones.
Patch of Blue. Jungle Fever.
Jimmy, bring back the comedy. Thank you. Because we were getting a little too silly.
It is. There are certain movies, though, where I'm just kind of like, oh, God, no, that is pretty fucking sad and things like that.
I'm scared to admit I saw a movie that, wow. I got to admit, I liked it, though. The 500 Days of Summer. Guy meets this girl named Summer. It's a relationship movie.
Beginning and end, huh?
I don't know what I want to say about it because...
well, the title kind of gives it away. If it's 500 days
of summer,
that means they probably end the relationship after 500 days.
Or do they? Do they give you the Hollywood ending?
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
We're giving each
I
other...
won't see it.
No, you probably wouldn't. I'm surprised I liked it. You know, it wasn't the same old Hollywood shit. It was kind of formula indie film.
Yeah?
A formula indie film, but...
There's a movie out. Oh, let's see. Look at the cover, though. Again, the guy and the girl. Anytime there's the guy and the girl on the cover...
I understand
touching
that.
like that.
That's why I'm like...
Full shot cover. I get like, ugh.
That's why I was like, oh, man. And you know what? My girl was cool because she goes, I want to see this movie. And I looked. I'm like, look, come on. And she goes, I think you're going to like it, though. So I read up on it. I'm like, all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, my girl's cool enough where I don't get dragged to movies. Like I probably did in the past because I didn't speak up. And it's the kid from Third Rock from the Sun. The little kid?
That was him?
Now grown up, yeah.
We had him on the show once.
And it's
wasn't very good.
And it's the chick from Elf that sang that fucking solid song. The Will Ferrell movie?
Yeah, I only saw that once.
Where she belted out that tune?
I was like...
She was great in it, by the way. Great.
Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah. Did you see this movie, Travis?
No, I just know her. She's also in a band called She and Him.
Out of everyone that works here, I think you're the only other person that would see this movie. For real.
Yeah, I saw a commercial for it. It doesn't look like terrible.
Yeah, she was good though. Basically, whatever.
What's that movie about? Something, not Area. Is it Area 90?
District 9.
District 9. What's
I was just talking about that. It looks good, but
sci-fi shit.
Yeah, it's like sci-fi aliens and shit.
Yeah?
It looks cool, but I got to get out of the habit of like hyping myself up about.
Is it Half-Life-ish? Because I think District 9. There was some kind of thing like in Half-Life, the game, where they did that. So I'm wondering if it's kind of a.
It's like aliens came to the world like 30 years ago, and but they've been like segregated, so it's just like they're not allowed to mix with humans, and humans keep to themselves, and they're supposed to keep to themselves, and they have their own like alien reservation.
Can't say the A word.
That's just stupid, though.
The trailer looks pretty cool, though.
Wait a minute. But if they were able to get here 30 years ago, how are we controlling them? Are they going to explain that?
Maybe it's what we were talking about the other day. They have a horrible ship. It's built of wood. They just know how to travel to other planets and nothing else.
Yeah.
They have no common sense. They're retarded.
Is our guest here? We should take another break.
I haven't heard.
We got Andy Levy coming in. We got healthcare guy. If he was listening to the show this morning, he might not come in. He might be scared to come in today.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But he's pretty brave. He says he's wanted to debate you for a while.
I want to hear
He
his
says
point.
that he tries to call the show but could never get through because he's got to call on the regular line. And, I mean, the phones are always lit.
I just want to hear.
Unless we're talking about a movie called 500 Days of Summer, and then the phones aren't lit so much.
Not so much.
Could go right back to healthcare and get these things lit.
So much.
All right, we'll do a quick break.
I just got to plug this before.
Oh, Jimmy.
Ooh,
yes. I forgot you were in studio. You've been so quiet.
I'm just thinking about the taxes I got to pay that I can't afford.
Ooh, that was cool.
This Thursday through Saturday, July 23rd through 25th, I'll be at the Punchline Comedy Club in Atlanta. The Thursday show is at 10 o'clock. There was a weird booking, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Friday the 31st and and August 1st, I'll be at the Manhattan Comedy Club in Middletown, New York, which is about 45 minutes from the city. It's my friend's club. 8 and 10:30 both nights.
Dude, you're seething.
Yeah.
Why? What changed?
Nothing. Just certain situations. You already know them.
I already know them?
All right.
Yeah.
The main one?
Jackson.
Yeah. Yep.
You getting new info on that?
No. No, why would I?
Just like it's not happening. It's amazing. It's a game changer in the end. Trust me. It's a game fucking changer.
If
it's a game changer. Trust me.
Thank God for other things. Holy shit.
Always.
We explain everything in the end, so we got to sit on this one for a while. Trust me. All right, why don't we continue? We'll get a guest in here next. Somebody's got to be wandering around. Either Andy Levy or...
Andy just got here.
Okay, cool.
Does he make you smile, Jimmy?
I like Andy a lot. Yeah,
yes.
He does.
I like him on that red eye.
Yeah, he's very funny.
I think they should use him a little more.
Well, he's opening the show, doing like a pregame. He's kind of they keep changing formats, which I like it. It keeps it from getting stale. Andy's always at the end, and now he's at the beginning, and sometimes he's in the middle too. Like they always kind of break it up, which is great.
He's very good. He keeps track of what people are saying and kind of goofs on it.
Yeah, it's a great bit.
Oh, I don't care for that at all.
Anthony,
it's very mean-spirited.
The trailer looks really good, huh?
Hey, it looks pretty fucking cool. District 9?
District 9. When is this coming out?
I do believe August, I want to say 14th, although I'm not sure.
Is anyone in it of name?
No, I don't think so.
Why isn't anyone seeing Bruno? I know it did very well the first week, because I know that's kind of a crazy statement.
August 14th.
But that movie is going away fast. Why? Has anyone seen it here?
Because probably it's set up. The beauty of Ali G was that show was not set up. It was really in front of a lot of people.
Borat did great after the first weekend. This movie did real well and then is fading fast, right?
Borat was very overrated. The scenes that were great were the ones where he was just with real people.
Where it wasn't
they were brilliant.
Fake or anything like that.
I liked Borat because I never saw Ali G.
Watch the original.
Now I've seen Ali G, but I saw Borat before I checked out the
that ass in the face scene. I never cared about that. I thought it was much funnier when he's holding a bag of shit in somebody's house. Like that type of stuff was fucking hilarious, man.
Yep. Bruno, why?
I think people are probably more comfortable seeing, in general, seeing an over-the-top foreign guy than an over-the-top gay guy. I think it has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I thought
so.
Borat was a funny character.
Does anyone have a desire to see the movie, though? I've been at the movie theater a couple times last weekend, and it's right up there.
Yeah.
They have tickets available. I'm like, I don't have a desire.
I like Borat, but like the commercials aren't selling me. Like maybe I could chalk it up to a shitty trailer. Like the scenes that they cut, it didn't make me want to go run out and see it like Borat did.
Yeah.
I liked it way better than I thought I would based on the trailer. Like I saw it out of loyalty, pretty much.
You liked it?
I really liked it.
By the way, District 9 does look very Half-Life-ish.
Really?
Like, yeah, it looks like the video game, Half-Life.
Half-Life was huge, and I think that it really did influence a lot of modern sci-fi.
That
horror.
really, but that has the whole look like that really kind of
maybe they just couldn't get
looking.
Maybe they just couldn't get the name
industrialized. Maybe they couldn't get the rights to it because I heard it was supposed to be a movie at some point. Gordon Freeman and stuff, but yeah, I'll have to see that. That looks pretty cool.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good fucking effects. I love when there's giant ships in the air. Even Independence Day was kind of best part of that movie, and it was a cornball fucking movie. But when you first see those ships, it's
great.
When they first bring them out of the smoke, like first it's just a bunch of smoke, and then the fire, and then the ship comes out. You're like, Jesus fucking Christ, that is a great.
How are the special effects in that movie? Looking back. I mean, when we saw it in movie theaters, it was we all said it'll never get better than this. But now I wonder. Now that it's been a few years,
90.
Fuck, it's got to be 90s. Yeah,
95 or 6.
95.
No, it wasn't
that late. Let me think.
No, Clinton was president.
95,
90. I'm going 90.
98, 99.
Hold on. 93.
I'm going BAB days. I do it by my radio gigs. I'm doing 94.
Say 98.
96.
Damn it!
96.
I was way off. I was already doing radio. What the fuck?
We were in Boston?
Yeah.
No.
I remember seeing it. Wait a minute.
Maybe I came home for the weekend, because I remember, know where I saw the movie? Was the Comac, I was going to say Comac Motorin.
See it on the fucking mirrored ceiling? In the jungle room?
I went to that fucking Comac Cinema, which is just the scariest place on earth now.
That used to be
the place to go to see movies. Now, I haven't been there in probably 10 years. I've heard the stories.
El Salvadorian gangs have taken over the place.
No joke. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's close to that Brentwood. What the hell's going on in that town?
Very scary stuff going on in there with some graffiti signs of gangs that I ain't even screwing around.
Ixnay on that.
No.
Let them write on whatever the fuck they want.
Yes, I'll just stay away.
Exactly. I'll take a picture and say, wow, that's beautiful artwork.
Look.
All right, why don't we take a break?
Yeah, tinkle.
Yeah, tinkle time.
All righty. Oh, see, I like this song.
Space Hog?
Yeah.
In the meantime. Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton, and Andy Levy for the first time on our show from Red Eye. Big fan, actually.
Thank you.
Big fan of what you do on that show.
Sorry I'm late. I was on that porn.cop site.
Porn.cop.
Yeah.
How do I, that'll take you somewhere completely different.
Yeah, it's a bad combination, actually.
That's the one that, Pete Townsend went to. Porn.com.
Doing research with stain in the front of his pants.
Carrying glitters, helping him out.
Making sure Jeffrey Jones didn't have any corrupt files.
We were just talking about Twitter, because I follow you on Twitter, and I saw something last night on Letterman, which kind of, when things are kind of in the mainstream, and then you notice people are starting to catch on to it that shouldn't, and you realize it's done. I'm kind of feeling like that about Twitter. Because,
Letterman's talking about Twitter?
Well, it wasn't Letterman so much as his guest, who, goddamn, I was hoping it would just pop into my head before it really had to pop out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But it's, what's his name? Yeah, he was in that.
Frank Gorshin?
Yes.
It's always Frank
Kevin
Gorshin.
Spacey. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey is sitting there talking about tweeting and twittering, and it just seemed like, oh, this isn't good. Because David Letterman's like, what are you talking about, this twittering? And then he goes, I know what that sounds like, because he just went on and on about twittering and how he twitters John Stamos and this, that, the other. It was really like this long-winded explanation. And David Letterman goes, I know what that sounds like. And seriously, Kevin Spacey goes, what? He goes, a huge waste of time. And got a giant laugh.
Letterman's on Twitter, though.
Is he?
Yes.
You sure it's Letterman?
It's probably his people.
Yeah, it's probably his people.
Most of us don't have 25 million people a night we can chat with.
Yeah, really.
Exactly.
Let us chat to a few people, Dave.
Yeah.
Jimmy makes a point.
You're a smart guy twittering usually.
Me?
Yeah, you put up these links and stuff to very, very intelligent, very, you learn something from your tweets.
Really?
And then sometimes it's just, you're an ass. You'll tell me I'm an ass.
Are they thought-provoking?
Yes, thought-provoking.
Some intelligence behind them.
There's some good shit on there.
I like to take like a sideways look at the news sometimes.
Oh,
yes. Little skewed kind of thing there. Yeah.
What do you like in the news today? Anything?
I saw that was it Carolyn Maloney's in a little bit of trouble. Representative from upstate.
Oh, for dropping the N-bomb in a quote?
Yeah.
It wasn't even her saying it.
I know.
She said it, but
she was repeating.
She was repeating someone else.
Yeah.
That's the double N word. It's
the
N once removed, we call it. In the politically correct circles.
But I'm pretty sure she should go to jail for it.
Yeah, of course.
I agree.
Of course. We have a black president, for God's sake. Send her away from Guantanamo. Let loose the terrorists and put anyone that uses the N word there.
We were talking about Bruno and why it's not doing. What do you think? There's a trailer because there was mixed reviews and people just it's not getting the same vibe that fucking Borat had.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen it, but I saw they do those cinema score numbers where people in the theater rate the movies from A to F, and it got a C, and that's incredibly low for any movie. So I got to think just bad word of mouth is killing it,
especially on the heels of Borat, which did very well. And then you get a C coming out of there. I don't know.
They said, what does he suck in the movie? It was C.
Oh no, because he's gay.
I love the get it part.
Right? And a lot of people are complaining it wasn't gay enough. So I think
he didn't gay enough.
Yeah. That'll kill you in Middle America.
They probably overthought and made it too safe. So the word of mouth's like, don't bother. Probably.
He seems to get a lot of press making his movies, more so than after the movie comes out, because there's always, oh boy, look, he's at it again. So those English papers like to follow people around like that. And I don't believe anything on the web that has that .uk. The second I see a story, I'm like, I'll go to Drudge, and I'll be like, holy shit, really? Like, that happened? They found some kind of a piece of a UFO? And I'll click, and it's like, oh, .uk, okay.
Well, that's like, have you read Pravda?
Oh, yeah, that's the
Russian, used to be the state newspaper for the Soviet Union, and now it's just this wacky, bizarre website where everything is UFOs and
oh my God, they went that way.
It's like your old World Weekly News.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. It's like the Weekly World News.
Weekly World News.
Unbelievable. There we have the Bat Boy. Come to Russia. Bat Boy, very scary.
And it's always like, Professor predicts that U.S. will be giant hole by 2011.
You gotta click the link, You're
absolutely.
Wow,
click every time.
But there's always it's always a professor saying something.
Some professor.
Kind of Russian professor.
Used to be great back in Soviet Union. Now I pump gasoline, but I know still lot.
Moving back to Twitter, Mike writes, that Twitter's time has come to an end when Larry King is twittering. Which he is.
Twitter. Is he?
Yeah,
he knows nothing of
He promotes
technology.
his Twitter on his show every night.
Does he even know what it is?
Reach me on Twitter. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows what he knows?
I think it's next to my prostate. It hurts.
You're not a fan of Larry King, are you?
I was back when the show was hosted by a live person. I thought it was actually not that bad.
True.
We actually now watch because it's so ridiculous. It's one of our favorite bits we're doing lately is bringing the Larry King audio, and we're just amazed at what he's doing with that dumb show.
I don't think anyone from CNN is watching him to know, oh my God, he lost his mind years ago, and we have to remove him from the airwaves. He doesn't know what he's saying half the time.
Yeah, he's basically animatronic now, I think.
Yeah. I think he's just stuffed with little cogs and rods. Because talking to Joe Jackson, he was talking to him and asking him, how do you feel about your son's death? Well, what's he supposed to say? Even if he didn't care.
Well, what he's supposed to say is, I have a new record labal coming out.
That's what he did. That was remarkable.
I thought I was a plug horse. I never did it on my son's casket.
Probably signed the contract right on the casket.
Wow.
The best Larry King ever was asking the skateboarder how important the board is when you're skateboarding.
When he fell down off
that's
that
when
half pipe.
That's when we went, wait a minute, something's going on with Larry King.
He had nothing. And then he tried to, I even saw the promo for Larry King talking to Joe Jackson, and they tried to hip him up by adding in the clip where he goes like, straighten me out. He's talking to Joe Jackson. I guess Joe said, I'm being straight. I'm being straight with you, or I'm straightening out everybody. And he goes, straighten me out.
He's lucky he didn't get a fist to the face.
Yeah,
That's how Joe Jackson,
like I did Michael,
things out.
He straighten you out.
Right. Like the Colonel at the end of Boogie Nights. That's how he gets straightened out. A big non-white penis right in his Larry King face. Straighten him right out.
Stephen S. from Bayshore, Larry King. So, Joe, it's 1 down, 4 to go. Comment? And Stephen also writes, Larry King is lucky his heart is still twittering slightly in his chest.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, Larry King twittering and stuff. Because then people, it's always the thing that is a fad, I guess, and the technos pick it up at first, and then it just becomes this thing where, grandma's twittering. We have a special thing that just twitters. I love how old people just need one thing, like that phone with the giant button for help. It's just like, and it's, I think Meredith Baxter Burney does the commercial, and you kind of forget she's an old lady now. And she's talking about, I don't need a phone where I need to call all kinds of people, but if I need help, it's just a giant red button that you push, and I guess a help button. I guess Undertaker's on the other end.
Like if my ex-TV son's hat falls off again.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Big numbers. It's what you give children. It's like a tracking thing.
My new favorite bit is Jim Norton. Get it?
I like to make sure that people get my jokes. They're very highbrow.
You did that on the show on Red Eye.
I did.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
Just in case something. Just in case I didn't get my John and Kate plus 8 joke. I like to drive it home.
Oh,
did you have John and Kate plus
Twittered.
8?
Yeah, Twittered. I DVR'd. I didn't Twitter the show.
I haven't seen
it. It's very hard to do. It's only 140
And it's illegal. It's Fox content.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Barely get through the opening with that 140 character thing.
The thing I don't get Facebook at all.
No. Yeah, I kind of bailed out of that quickly.
Yeah.
I was MySpace for a little while because it was kind of new.
Why didn't you get the Facebook?
It's just because anytime I go on there, I end up spending 3.5 hours blocking applications because I don't want to have water fights with people I don't know.
Yeah, we've discussed
I want to poke you.
Yeah.
I got poked. What does that mean? Can I come to your house and shoot you now?
I hate the pokes and the invites.
And the super pokes.
Pillow party. No. Unless it's like the end of Cuckoo's Nest. That's a pillow party I want to attend.
Facebook goes too far and Twitter doesn't go far enough. Twitter's like this very weird, that needs to grow a little bit.
I kind of like the
structure. Give you a few more options.
Twitter, I kind of like the simplicity.
Just a couple more
characters
options.
too.
Like
you
what?
gotta edit.
Yeah.
You gotta edit yourself.
Yeah.
Especially if you're posting a picture or a link or something. you gotta do that first. I learned that. You type something out and it's like, all right, that's well worded. Now I put the link. Holy shit, it took away my letters.
Mine is 17 characters. Right.
Fuck. I'm like, this gotta go, unimportant.
Exactly.
Punctuations. Fuck that.
Well, people, if I take out the U, will CNT get the point across? Start removing vowels.
I kind of like that, though, that you're limited to that amount.
Called me a can't.
But Twitter will blow it. You know they're going to add more characters. They're going to blow it and go, all right, now 160.
And then you're just going to get people, because some people just bam, one after the other, like you get 5 in a row.
Because 140 is a little, short.
I don't think they can. I think they're constricted by the length that a text message can be. It's something to do with the phone companies. Yeah,
you know what? That's a very good point.
Yeah. Huh. They'll split the letters up into two letters, one thing. Yeah. I have no idea.
We got the health guy here too. What do we want to do?
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
No, he wants to debate on healthcare. On the healthcare issue.
That's funny.
And that's hysterical. Truth of the matter is, we spent about an hour and a half on it this morning.
We go serious.
We went off on it this morning, and now it's kind of odd to have him come in here. I was just like, I'll go home, play the tape of me this morning, and you can debate the tape.
We're all kind of mixed on it. Like, I kind of feel like, it's gotten too crazy, but we do need to help some people. And Anthony feels like anybody who makes under $400,000 should be put down.
All right, I don't remember quite putting it that way, but all right.
Like a sterile farm animal. They should be fucking electric bolted in the head.
Get it?
Did you get it? Because they're not producing anything.
I'm just tired of the hand in the pocket and the 60-40 thing with 60% going to the government and 40% going to us, the elite, rich, bastard. Oh, my God, I can't believe they actually used the country the way it's supposed to be and made something of themselves and attained what this American dream is supposed to be. And you're just punished for it. And I don't think having a 60% share go to the government and I keep 40, which is then taxed every time I go to move it around or use it or spend it. Get your goddamn hands out of my pocket.
But good news, the Naked Cowboy is going to turn this whole thing around.
He's running for mayor.
Yeah, he's going to be the mayor of New York City if he has it his way.
Necessary to
Walter
air.
Cronkite died. A week later, we got the Naked Cowboy running for mayor, and the news is taking this as a serious fucking story.
He heard this story was going to be aired, and that finally killed him.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck this."
Every
world.
bit of credibility.
He's in his underpants, and they're interviewing him like he's like a real candidate.
Oh, he's like a fun celebrity. He's like a little local hero. I love the Naked Cowboy.
Could you just see Bloomberg? I want to concede to the Naked Cowboy.
Yes, I can, because the Naked Cowboy couldn't fuck up Broadway as bad as stupid Bloomberg did.
What the fuck is that going on out there?
I know, is that ridiculous?
I saw cars the other day parked in the middle of the street.
Yeah, and there's
a bus lane, and then you could park in the middle, and then
there's tables.
And the chair, they have folding chairs out there. It's like being at my grandma's 80th birthday party.
Yeah, it is.
Except the music's worse.
It's like a backyard party with exhaust fumes. It's horrible. And
he went over the top.
Traffic.
It is bizarre.
If a new mayor does happen to get in there at some point after this, he holds it like a pope.
By the way, I think we have to say mayor now.
Mayor, yeah, he's the mayor. They'll open that right up. You can't. This Bloomberg is just him and his bicycle and his I take the subway. Yeah,
it just needs to go away.
It's easy when you got. Yeah, well, that ain't happening. He decided I'm going to have an extra term and let's.
Did he get it? He hasn't run yet, right?
And he's got more money than God. He could do whatever he wants.
How do you know how much money God has?
He's loaded.
How do you know?
He's loaded.
God lost a lot in the Madoff scandal.
Did he? Was God on that list?
Yes.
Yeah. Poor bastard.
He got all his money in futures. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't either. I really don't. I couldn't explain that one.
Yes, I don't know if this guy,
healthcare guy. We booked him. We should probably have him in for a few.
Let's make him talk about anything but that.
Make him sit on the couch.
Oh, yes.
Talk about his suit.
You'll be in the power position.
Can we just ask him health questions like I have a rash?
Yeah, that. I thought you meant debate things because I think it's just a rash, but someone thinks it's Lyme disease. No, I want to debate healthcare.
But Jimmy said get it checked out.
Get it?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm going on Twitter.
He's too busy tweeting.
No, I'm going to follow. I'm just looking at people to follow. I want to follow Pat Philbin and I want to follow Big A.
No, you don't want to follow Pat.
Yes, I do.
I followed
Pat's
Pat.
an overtweeter.
I know.
I followed Pat for a while and
Big A
just
starts
had to get rid of him.
Big A starts every morning with "Good morning, fellow Twitters."
Oh, good. I like that.
Yeah,
I like a friendly beginning.
It's a ray of sunshine.
Welcome aboard.
Pat's face shows up every 3 seconds. He's the loneliest man.
I like Pat
ever.
I like his tweets.
I don't like them at all.
What's Big A's name?
Big A.
Big A.
And then numbers. I know.
There's
made
a
it
guy.
very hard for everybody. Maybe it's his birthday that we're all supposed to
got his eyes on shirt.
Something.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Why isn't his name on our list of guests today?
Is he not Kristen Davis?
No. Sorry to disappoint.
There go all my questions.
Mine's about your body and health. You're a doctor, sir.
I am.
What type of doctor?
I'm a pediatrician, but I actually spend most of my time doing health services research.
Allegedly.
Paul. A pediatrician.
Yeah, it's Dr. Aaron Carroll.
Don't swallow your gum. Myths, half-truth, and outright lies about your body and health. Now, I like the title because I was talking the other day. I used to swallow my gum all the time.
Totally fine.
But it kind of got a little sticky.
In your mouth?
No.
Really?
Coming out.
That rarely happens. Your body's incredibly good at getting things from one end to the other.
At breaking it apart in there.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Yeah.
You're trying to claim that the gum was a little sticky on the way out, for real?
Yeah.
Come on.
I swear.
Is that a joke?
It would last. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was...
Were you blowing bubbles?
Yeah. Blowing bubbles out my ass.
Mom.
That's what happened. Help me. I got a couple of times I think it went clean through. And then, during the cleaning process back there, it just kind of, wow, It's a little gummy. It's gumming
really
up the works.
Should not do that. Goes right through you.
Yeah?
Yep.
Dr. Aaron Carroll, were you listening to our first hour today?
I unfortunately wasn't. It turns out, I was listening a few minutes ago, so I'm sorry you guys already did this.
Well, it was okay.
It was a doozy.
We can, we could get into it. I just want to hear your point on, quickly, in one sentence. Healthcare in the United States.
It's absolutely terrible, and it needs major reform.
Healthcare, yes or no?
I would argue, though, probably even further than what you were talking about this morning. I'd argue that we should go all the way to single-payer healthcare. We'll give everybody basically Medicare.
Everybody gets
Medicare.
Government
insurance.
Everyone gets government insurance.
Correct.
And now the big question has always been, where does this money come from?
Well, every other country pays far less than we do for healthcare. Every other country. And they all have socialized finance healthcare. This is actually conservative spending. It's just a little bit more.
They probably pay far less for healthcare because we are a very litigious nation. The insurance companies, their rates are unbelievably high because of greed and the fact that there's so many lawsuits that it gets passed on us. And the quality of health care in the United States, you see a lot of these children that are born with deformities and whatnot are usually brought to the United States because the health care is very good here. So you kind of get what you pay for. We're a large nation, not,
Okay, you're making a lot of arguments, so we should do them one at a time.
All right.
Let's start with the litigious society. You're right that we have more lawsuits here than in other countries, but the truth of the matter
thank
is
you for
that
coming. I like you saying I'm right. And that was our guest, Dr. Aaron Carroll.
Yeah, but the actual amount that lawsuits are actually a pretty small, tiny part of the whole. And we argue that there's more defensive medicine in the United States. We say that doctors have to do extra tests to avoid being sued. That comprises best estimates about $80 to $90 billion a year, which is a drop in the bucket of the $2+ trillion we're spending. So we could reform the malpractice system. There's no argument there, but that has nothing to do with single-payer insurance. You also talk about quality. Any metric of quality you pick, honestly, if you look at the data, across the board, be it infant mortality, maternal mortality, life expectancy, how well we're doing with screening or vaccinations, and we're doing worse than almost every other country. You're correct that for some high-tech procedures, if you need a heart-lung transplant, you come to the United States. How many people need that a year?
Well, Ted Kennedy sure needed a little brain surgery there, and I didn't see him going to Canada.
I don't disagree with you.
So I'm probably getting the best doctor money could buy and not using Medicaid or anything.
But that has nothing to do with the health insurance. Blue Cross and Blue Shield ain't doing your procedure. A doctor's doing your procedure.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you're not going to get the best doctor under a government-run.
I don't think that's true, and the data actually doesn't bear that out. The system performs terribly poorly. We have phenomenal doctors, we have phenomenal hospitals, but the system stinks. And overall, we're doing really poorly. We have to decide.
I'll agree with that, by the way.
So we have to decide about how we're going to reform the system. I would argue that we should reform a system that would actually get better outcomes, would actually cover more people, and hopefully cost a little bit less. That's what every other country has.
Now, how is it costing less is what I want to know. By what you...
Because everything in the United States costs more money. So that's part of it. In other words, our doctors make a bit more money, our drugs cost more money, our hospitals cost more money.
Hats
may cost more money. I can't actually vouch for that. But the problem is that there's also a significant amount of overhead and waste in our system that comes from having to employ tons of people to do different kinds of billing to actually pay for some of the private insurance, and that's not unnecessary.
And you honestly believe a government-run program would have less waste?
Well, take Medicare. Medicare is the best example we have. Medicare, for better or for worse, is socialized finance healthcare in the United States. Mm-hmm. It is what Canada has. It's just for everybody over the age of 65. Medicare's overhead is about 3%. Anywhere from 8 to 15%, and probably even closer to 20% for private insurance. They are by far, Medicare, the most efficient insurance system in the United States.
One question, very important. Would Valtrex be covered? I'm asking for a friend. Not my own judgment errors.
Well, he's over 65.
Yeah, but the over 65, I understand that. There's a big difference between a government-run agency supplying medical treatment for people over 65 in this country than it is the entire country.
No, it's really not. In fact, the over 65 is a lot harder than for a 25-year-old. Come on.
How is that?
Because
you're
they
talking
need
about a
far
lot
more
of preventative medicine.
That's so
takes
much
place.
easier than the end-of-life care and everything else that we're having to do for everybody.
End-of-life care?
Yes.
I'm
not. That's something we need to get rid of.
That's yeah. What happened to your mic? God damn it!
Sorry about that.
Why don't you just Twitter it?
So actually, I mean, there's no reason to think if we can provide it for everyone over the age of 65 that it won't work for a 64-year-old. Why can't we do it? I mean, everybody said these same arguments before they put Medicare in place. Then Medicare got established. There's no one running on a platform of Medicare's got to go. You know, we're all very happy with it. Why can't we have it for everybody?
Actually, the Naked Cowboy is running on a platform that Medicare
Is he?
has.
That's why he's going to lose.
Yeah.
God, is he?
He's going to lose?
Oh, literal Dr. Aaron.
Patrice O'Neill has entered the studio as well.
Hey, good morning.
What's up, man?
What's up, Patrice? We got Dr. Aaron Carroll.
Yes.
And Andy
Hi,
Levy
Doc. How
from
are you, man?
Red Eye in studio.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah.
We're talking healthcare, financing, said healthcare for the entire country, so that I guess who are the people that really need this that aren't getting it?
Everybody. Well, the truth of the matter is
not everybody.
No, really,
not everybody.
Everybody would benefit to some extent because we're
now.
the
I don't feel I benefit.
You don't feel you benefit right now because you're probably pretty
benefit.
healthy.
No, I'm probably not. I'm saying
pretty healthy.
I meant physically healthy.
Financially.
His liver looks like Lot's wife.
No, I'm saying financially, I don't know if I'd benefit as much wanting to have. I don't like what I pay for health care.
No,
it's a lot of money.
Better.
But,
we should make that better.
But I have so many options as to doctors I want to see, the quality of care.
Okay.
This is what I'm talking about.
But when people talk about choice, as you just brought up, they care about their choice of doctor, they care about their choice of hospital, they care about their choice of treatment.
Sure.
Do you really care about your choice of insurance? I mean, most people get whatever insurance is offered by their employer.
No, I care about insurance paying for what I want as far as care goes.
Medicare allows you to see any doctor in the United States for the most part, go to any hospital that you want to. It has phenomenal benefits. Medicare offers almost more choice for what we care about than almost any private.
They don't give you out-of-network crap? They don't give you the out-of-network crap?
Out-of-network in Medicare.
Okay.
Anthony, what's the conversation?
The doctor is saying that homosexuals should be put down, and Anthony's saying they shouldn't be.
Oh, my God.
I mean, this is very inappropriate.
Really?
No, it's medical.
You don't think faggots have the man?
No, the doctor's saying that he wants nationalized health care or whatever.
Yes.
Am I correct in
Yes.
Anthony's?
Pretty much using the Medicare outline for the entire country, and not just because I'm calling it niche. It is a niche. Over 65.
It's the worst.
But it's a small percentage of the country. Now, if you spread this out over the entire population of the United States, I feel it's going to cost more. And I think, it will come out of the wealthy's pocket.
But can I say it's utopia, though? It's two things that's happening. One is, in that great world, is that really doctors should just fucking help you. Like
utopia, right? I understand.
But in reality, though, the business sense, healthcare for everybody it's bad business to have healthcare be run nationwide. Because here's what utopia meaning. Medicare, everybody gets cured, everybody gets the chance to get, but when the government runs healthcare, like you see in these other countries that they keep it really quiet, they're deciding motherfuckers who can live and who dies. If you get sick, Anthony, and the government runs the thing, they got to make a decision on whether you're worth keeping alive.
That's not how it works.
It is how it works.
It really isn't. I hate to tell you, it's not how it works because right now, if you have Medicare, they don't make decisions about whether you can live or die.
Medicare is not government, though. We're talking this socialist.
I'm talking about
thing.
Medicare for everyone. I'm not okay. You're talking about a socialized system. That's really only England.
But they're trying to do that here.
No. Come on. I'm as far to the left on this issue as you can possibly get. No one's arguing for that. No one's arguing for the VA system for everyone, which is socialized medicine. At most, people are arguing for just the government to pay for care, which is Medicare. That's what Canada has. France has a system where...
And women are dying of breast cancer, which
they
is
aren't.
almost doesn't even happen
their
here.
Breast cancer cure rates are actually better in Canada than here. I kid you not.
They're
Look at the data. You're listening. I'm telling you, look up the data.
So
they
believe you, but not the shit I saw.
Don't believe me. Believe the data from the WHO or the CDC.
Canadian women are fucking dying from breast cancer.
Look at the joint Canadian-U.S. healthcare study that our government and the Canadian government did together and published jointly.
And add that lion thing at the end where you say government. You see, this guy's a good guy. He believes in shit. He still believes in like things that are good.
I don't think you've heard me say anything about morals or good in this entire conversation.
Then again,
I'm talking about.
Can I bring up a point then? Why don't American women that are stricken with breast cancer go to Canada to get cured if it's so much better up there?
It's actually I mean, we're talking about a percentage
always
point
about
or two.
breasts
And also,
with you?
here's the problem: is that one,
Why
people in the United
breast
States
with you
because pussy cancer is fucking depressing.
It's also rare.
Sorry.
All right, let him list. Let him answer that.
It's okay. Women in the United States can't go to Canada for care because you'd have to pay out of pocket. They can't afford that.
If it's better care and you can afford it, why don't you? And again, I'll bring up Ted Kennedy. Why didn't he go to Canada to get his brain taken care of? If the healthcare is so much better and he can afford the best doctors, he stayed here in the United States.
I'm not arguing, as I said before, that there are not individual doctors. That's right, doctors or hospitals that are better in the United States. It would just be great if everybody could get to them, and it would be.
But if everyone could, it would be diluted. But I believe the medical care that would be given to people would be diluted. It sounds horrible. I'm talking there's almost a survival of the fittest or survival of the more wealthy, or whatever that you want to call it.
It'd be great if doctors gave a shit. But if they actually gave a shit about you living, would be a great time.
He said chewing gum and swallowing it.
Anthony, you got to stop using Ted Kennedy as an example. This is a guy who, when he wants to break up with a girl, says, "Come on, honey, let's go for a ride." It's just a bad example.
Bring your bathing cap, bitch. What do you mean? We're going out to dinner. But now, what you're talking about is nationalized health care. And Anthony's basically saying, look, if we nationalize health care, will that further mixing of the races? Which is basically...
You are an ass. Jesus. Trying to make a point here, Norton. No, I just think there'd be this diluting of the of your care.
The white race?
Based on the white race. A mongrel race.
I think you're worried, though, about, if I get truly sick, will there be a diluting? I don't think you're not worried about, am I going to be able to get my flu shot, right?
You're worried about... What? Now, what is your agenda of why you're... Because usually doctors hate Medicare.
I'm a health services researcher, actually. What I actually do is I do research on how we can improve the healthcare system, how we finance, and how we deliver care overall.
But doctors must be against this. Doctors hate Medicaid.
Our own research, actually, we did the most comprehensive work on looking at what doctors think about this, and we did a survey.
9 out of 10, right?
59% of physicians actually would support this. More physicians, and a majority of every
take 9%, which is half.
No, we surveyed way more than we needed. It's plus or minus only 1 or 2%. It's absolutely a significant majority of almost every specialty of doctors actually support.
Sounds to me like you're taking a lot of guesses.
Doctors fucking hate Medicare, and the reason they support it is that it would get them paid some kind of way, as opposed to
not getting paid
kind of way. That's like doctors. If doctors gave a shit, pre-existing healthcare, right? I had to pay for a year before I could actually get help.
Before they would give you anything.
I thought it's just. Our healthcare system is just, I guess,
but it's
what
not
it
like
should
that.
be, which is evil.
You're complaining about private insurance, though. That's what you're bitching about private insurance.
But they work hand in hand. Private insurance and healthcare work hand in hand. That's what we're looking at right here. We're looking at giving people what people that have private insurance have, which is healthcare.
Right.
Healthcare.
Right.
But white people don't need insurance until they're 89, 90
We
years
don't
old
have to guess. Medicare exists right now. They're getting good care.
But again, 65 and over.
That's the worst. It's why I don't understand this part of your argument. They're the most expensive group in the United States.
And that's who's going to get killed at the end of the day. That's who they're trying to get rid of. Are useless old people. I'm telling you.
You walk into the
rid of
doctor's
them.
office and they hire someone to just go, boo! And hopefully you just
Exactly. They're trying to get rid of old people, man.
They're really not. It's
There's no research you did on that one.
You're right. I've done no research to see if they're getting rid of old people. Absolutely. I concede the point.
He's the angel of death. Walking around in the old age home with a pillow.
Let me actually ask Archangel Gabriel. Is there going to be like those questions that they have? Like a lot of times, you have those questions you have to answer about
pre-existing conditions.
No, exactly.
Medicare has no pre-existing conditions.
Will
you turn
it make
65, you get Medicare.
Will it make it harder for me under a nationalized system to get insurance if, say, I smoke and have unprotected anal sex through a hole in a peephole? I'm not saying I've done that.
No, then Medicare's for you.
I'm much more of a giver than a receiver. Should that make my insurance be lower? Do you pitch? It's a lot cheaper than if you catch.
Oh my God. We were so much more serious about this 2 hours ago.
Oh my goodness. This is like a complete But look, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's like you're not a guy coming from this greedy agenda. I mean,
I say the same thing again. If you just look at every other country, and again, I don't care about the politics of everything else. They all have some sort of system that's really like this, where it's nationalized at some level, and then there can be private insurance on top of it. But all of them across the board, all of them though cover everybody. They get outcomes which are usually the same or better than ours, and it costs significantly.
You can't say all of the countries, though.
A doctor in England
Sudan
only has to go to school
I should say
for
you're
like
right.
4 years or something.
Really?
A doctor, I've traveled a little bit, and doctors have less credentials than they do in America. America is the best doctors.
Again, I'm not arguing.
People go from other countries to come here to get well.
Yes, but again, you're talking about doctors. Blue Cross and Blue Shield doesn't create medicines. Anthem doesn't create procedures. It's like that's health care. We're just talking about paying the bills.
No, but Patrice is saying people from other countries come here to get care.
But people from here go elsewhere to get cheaper care. I mean, if there's people crossing the borders,
and then they die. That's the part you're leaving out, Doc.
I saw this wonderful procedure down in the Philippines where the man didn't even use equipment. He just went in and took the tumor out. I couldn't believe it.
With his dirty little goop.
Would there be an option? Would there be an option to see a better doctor if you had money? Would you be
able to see them with the regular insurance? Doctors you could see them with the Medicare.
Some don't accept insurance, though. Some don't accept it.
We'd have to make it so that they could accept it. But you care about can I see the doctor I want?
I want to see the best son of a bitch in the country. Let's say I'm loaded.
Right.
And I want to see the best doctor there is. That, to me, that whole thing of competition, of being better than the next doctor, of being able to charge more because you are better, kind of fosters people doing a better job, I believe, than just across the board. We all make the same money for every procedure. This doctor does the same procedure as this one. This doctor, not quite as good as this guy. But they both get paid the same amount. Then what's his incentive?
First of all, there's lots of different ways to compensate doctors. I mean, doctors right now, even working under Medicare, can make different amounts of money. You could work for a hospital that says, we want to have the best doctor. They pay their physicians much more, and then they collect the Medicare rates and they send it through. You can still come up with ways to incentivize people. It's not all I'm going to be paid a set amount by the government. That's not how Medicare
But if it's
functions.
cheaper, I'm thinking this way. All right, I no longer have to pay a huge premium every month to my insurance company. Am I going to get the same quality of care under a free government-run program?
It's not free. Nobody ever said the word free.
All right.
Nothing is free.
All right. How is it paid for?
It has to be paid through, Medicare right now is paid through Medicare taxes. If we want to keep paying the same amount of health care we're paying right now, we would have to take the money that's going to premiums and everything to private insurance companies, which really is only about a third of the money out there right now.
So
the government's
now,
already paying for 2/3 of care.
What would you think? Do you think I'd pay more in taxes or less in premium? Premium.
You personally, maybe one of the very few that it depends how they set up the tax structure.
Again,
I know this is you, but 99.99. But again, I don't need to make an income tax. There are other ways that we could come up with some sort of tax structure.
Semantics. Call it up the ass
tax. Give me my money, motherfucker tax.
It's one of those things where I'm tired.
Fucking face tax.
I'm really tired of this.
How about if they only did specific, like say they only taxed Melba Toast, which I have many times times written.
There are ways to do it through a VAT or other ways where they could come up with a different tax. But for the vast majority of people, there's very little way that any kind of increased tax could come up to be what the cost of insurance is.
Then you're talking, here we go. Now you're talking socialism.
Why is that socialism?
Because when the wealthy have to pay for the poor.
But we've got that right now.
No, we don't.
You don't think that the income tax happens right now? I mean, come on. Your income, you pay more tax than anybody else.
You know what it is, though? I'm getting something for it. And this is why I want my income taxes. I love Northern State Parkway right now. Okay. Oh, it's smooth as silk. They repaved it. I love it.
That would not change. You're still, right now you're paying for welfare, you're paying for Medicaid.
Tell me, I'm not happy.
No, but that existed 10 years ago. Was it socialism then?
They're socialist programs. They're social programs. They're social programs.
Okay, if you define that as socialism, then we've been socialists forever.
But since time out of mind. We have pockets of socialism with various programs, but for health care.
Medicare socialism.
Yeah, of course.
So then you're out there. I mean, if you believe Medicare socialists, we're already there.
No, we're not
Medicare
quite there.
Socialist.
Oh, it could be so much worse.
Oh, I don't disagree with you, but
so much worse.
Wouldn't be that much worse than Medicare.
Now I am paying. What gives me the incentive to achieve the American dream of a little bit of luck, some skill, and making something of myself?
The same incentive you have right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Be vilified?
The same incentive you have right now.
To be vilified?
What's the option? Stay poor, and so you don't have to pay more taxes?
You know something? Why the fuck am I going 60-40 with the government now at that point?
Because if you make $1 million...
Yeah.
And you got to pay $400,000.
Yeah.
You got $600,000. If I make $60,000, I got to pay $15,000.
But there is a point in the teeter-totter that you're talking about where it's going to be cheaper. You're damn right I do. And I want to keep it. I don't want to have to cool my pool off so somebody can get a tooth pulled.
Listen, I want your money.
I don't want you to either.
I want your money, man. I want your money. But there got to be a way for this country to, one, give people a chance that can't afford decent health care.
It's an equality of opportunity.
But you can't have the goddamn government. See, it's private industry that ain't shit. They just don't. They care about nothing.
Right, but that's
nothing.
Welcome to America.
No. But private insurance can't. I mean, think about it. We talk about innovation. We talk about what's the good thing that insurance does. I mean, really, insurance doesn't create anything. It doesn't actually invent any new procedures. It doesn't make medicines. I'm not talking about demonizing the pharmaceutical industry. It's just pushing money around from here to there. That's
it's supposed to be there to pay more than you paid in case of emergency.
But just accept right up front, insurance is socialism because it means everyone puts money in the pot and the people that need it the most.
It's not socialism because it's not run by the government and it's strictly voluntary. But it's the opposite of socialism.
Okay,
voluntary.
Take the government out of it. You put money in and whoever needs it pulls it out. Well, then it's almost more communist because it's all
everybody keeps saying socialism too, man. So this is bigger than socialism.
You're making everything socialism.
I'm not. Socialism is kind of fun.
You're making every example of what we do on our daily American life.
I'm saying that there are programs already that exist.
My view of socialism looks like things that are already out there, which isn't true.
But do you think Medicare is socialist? That's the only one I'm going to say.
When Jim pays for a hooker and shares with other people, that's not socialism.
Yes.
When the government forces us all to use the same hooker, that's socialism.
And when the government tells me that I can't get my money back because it's not in fact the girl that I thought it was, that is socialism.
Fine, let's back up. If you believe that this, I mean, do you think Medicare is socialism?
I think it's a social program.
Fine, but if I say then just take Medicare and drop it to age 64, is that socialism?
Oh, now you're going to say how far down do we go?
It's just Medicare. That's what I'm saying. If you believe that Medicare is not socialism, then why, if I say just take Medicare and drop the age for everyone, that's all I'm saying.
There are charitable programs in this country.
Okay.
I wouldn't go as far as to call them socialist.
No, I'm not either.
But socialized medicine would be socialism. It would be, because it covers everybody.
It's not socialized medicine. It's just socialized financing. I agree with you. But that's what Medicare is right now. It is. I mean, we all pay taxes. It's mandated, and we give it to the elderly. That if you I'm fine.
Sure,
I'm fine if you believe that's
some
socialism.
Friggin' pills to some old people. It's like, all right,
that isn't exactly more than that.
That isn't exactly Stalin. I'm talking. It gets into very dangerous ground when you talk about the entire country being under the government umbrella as far as healthcare goes. It's very I just don't like the sound of it. Because I don't like the government getting involved in what they are now. They run auto industry, housing, banks.
Again, we're not going to disagree on a lot of stuff. I'm not saying government everything. I'm here with one thing and one thing only.
But I've only seen them screw things up over the years.
Well, Medicare they haven't.
Can't. But again, that's not a big. Do you know what a nationalized healthcare system? What a chore that would be for the government?
It's just pushing money. It's not the healthcare system. It's actually, again, Medicare has far less red tape than any private insurance company. Again, 3% overhead. And the Canadian system operates at about 1.6% overhead. The bigger the pool, the less the red tape and the overhead, which is why Medicare, which is the largest insurer really in the United States, operates far more efficiently and with far less red tape than all the big private insurance companies do.
No,
shit, that was a good point right there.
Hey.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I guess we're going to have to agree to disagree.
That was an overwhelmingly good point by the doctor.
The doctor's making some very good points.
Wow.
I don't know enough about a lot. I mean, I've done my research, but it really has fallen on deaf ears.
Maybe you should go to a doctor.
Because your examples are silly, Jimmy.
Well, no, they really are.
Hats.
Yeah.
Jesus, come on.
I stood up in Congress in a pink shirt and I demanded hats for everyone. Hats for all Americans. And I raised the Sudan because I do think that burning a village and declitting is a way to help people. That's my opinion. People think I'm radical.
They're not going to take you seriously, Jimmy.
No, they're not,
This is a serious debate right now.
Very serious. No, I think Patrice is right by saying,
He's not even here. What are you talking about?
That's why he's pinning it on him.
Was Patrice never here?
No,
it's
his people that are the problem now that he's gone. By that I mean heavy.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Thank God we got the problem out of the room.
I do agree that you do seem like a genuine, decent guy that just wants to help people out and get the most people helped for as little chore as is possible for other people. But
everyone's saying they're lost.
I'm just.
Oh boy. Oh, look at that. What?
Holy shit, I'm a high school dropout. Go fuck yourself.
Well, the doctor had... What Ant is saying
come
is
back
not...
with a good point. That's all I'm saying.
What Ant is saying is not ridiculous, though. It's like
hit him with something.
I think Ant's point is very valid, though, about one thing.
My bullhorn?
You don't want them just to come in and continually milking you dry of your money to pay for the entire country.
And that's
it's
why we
frustrating.
should come up with a way that's probably the most fair to pay for it.
I will always
I'm not saying like I'm not saying tax the wealthy. I'm not. And to be honest,
you aren't, but you're not in charge either.
No, well, first of all, I'm not in charge either. It's very unlikely they're going to do what I'm saying anyway. That's not my point. I'm saying find a fair way to pay for it. I'm completely in agreement with you, but it would cost less overall.
Why is it fair in the first place for someone in North Dakota to have to pay for me to get medical care?
Very good. Why is that fair?
Well, if you want to go back to fair, I would take it back to think that most people, I think, when they talk about freedom can agree that what we're looking for here is an equality of opportunity. Everyone's not going to be the same. Everyone's not going to make the same amount of money. Everyone's not going to succeed the same way. But we'd like to believe that everybody has the same fair shot. That's why I think we have public education. That's why we have other things that keep us safe, because we just want to keep everybody a fair shot. The only way to guarantee that equality of opportunity is also to say that, we all have a fair shot at decent health. Not that everyone's going to make money, but if you get cancer and you have no health insurance, you're done. You're just not going to have any chance. We're just trying to look for a way to provide health care it's not that everybody should get everything, but I think healthcare is one of those things that the government, we should try to provide to everyone.
I don't even disagree with them on that. And it's like you say, like, what's fair, what's not fair. It's like, hey, we all do kind of pay in for the same military.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not all getting the same. I mean, as a country, we're getting protected by them, but it's like there are things that we all kind of pay in for. It's like.
Why do you hate the military, Jim?
Because I just think that their outfits are terrible. The black shoes, it's just too heavy. No, I love them. My father's a military guy. And, don't ask, don't tell got him kicked out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He told. He thought Biloxi Blues was a documentary. No, it's almost like, but what I'm concerned with is like, will all of a sudden like if I want to go, like I had to go to a podiatrist, I had a bad ankle, and she didn't take insurance. She was very expensive, but she was great. Now, would she be forced to take Medicaid? Would doctors be allowed to operate that way anymore?
They would have to. I mean, if we went this kind of system, they'd all have to take the regular insurance.
Would her rates have to go down?
The rates get a little tricky, and the truth of the matter is that that probably, research has shown, if you look at other countries, the doctor salaries on average actually stay the same or maybe go up a bit. But there's a shrinking towards the middle. Doctors who make a ton of money sometimes make a bit less, but those at the bottom end, those who provide primary care and some of the services that don't make as much money, now because a lot of that stuff is better supported, actually make more money.
But how much now?
You're making it sound like, see, this is what the tricky part was. You're making it sound like the government will dictate what doctors can make.
Right.
Now, you're saying a hospital can hire a doctor and pay them a certain amount of money, which is one thing. But I do believe then if the hospital is being paid through a government program, they're not going to have this huge amount of money to then pay. Also, there's going to be a lot more beds taken up with a lot less money coming in from those beds. And the government, again, dictating how much money is being paid to these doctors, you're not going to get the best health care that you can get.
I think some of the points you bring up are valid, and you have to be concerned about that. But then we have to come up with a payment system, which right now we pay for quantity of care. You know, the more things you do, the more you get reimbursed. It's a crappy way to pay for health care. So we need to perhaps pay for better incentives to try to get people to have better outcomes or to do the right thing as opposed to doing more things. Most people will agree to that. And so we'd have to come up with systems to reward in payment structures the better doctors to get them paid more. Why can't we do that?
What is the way to do that where the doctors, because again,
don't we have that now?
They do make that much money.
No, absolutely not. You're believe me, your doctor, there's no graph of where doctors' quality and doctors' salary match. That does not happen.
Oh, I wouldn't, you know something, probably there are some crappy doctors that make more money than very good doctors. But
there's no relation. There's really no relation.
There isn't a friggin' wizard heart surgeon guy that is just amazing that can walk into a hospital and they go, holy shit, this guy, hire him.
Because he's probably paid by a hospital, like I said before, like a set amount. It has nothing to do with the reimbursement.
Yes, but again, like I said, the hospitals themselves are going to make their money based on a government check that they are sent for caring. And it's not going to be as much money because the patients that go in there aren't going to be these upper-class patients that are paying for Dr. Wonderful.
But they're paying, I'm saying, in other words, we know how much money is spent in the healthcare system. Let's just agree to spend that much money.
Are you saying
the money's going to go vanishing into thin air? It's still going to go to the doctor.
A hospital in Beverly Hills is going to have the same quality of care as one in the South Bronx.
That's not true.
No, well, under your idea.
No.
Why
Everyone
is
can have that? Because there'll be different quality doctors. There'll be different quality hospitals. I'm not running the hospitals.
What's the incentive to go somewhere else? I know you're not running the hospitals. I'm saying as a business, the hospitals are not going to be able to afford high grade, like those miracle doctors.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, but the hospitals right now that probably are noted as like the best hospitals are not the hospitals that make the most money. Because a lot of them are affiliated with academic institutions. A lot of them are university settings. A lot of them are not for profit.
But there are hospitals that have better survival rates than other hospitals.
That has nothing to do also with how much money they're making. Without how much money they're making. I'm not saying that they don't have. Lots of people have different reasons for wanting to work at those institutions. People don't go to work at Harvard or some other well institution because they're going to get paid more often. A lot of times it's the notoriety and because of everything else that comes with it.
How about Cedars-Sinai, like a hospital like that? They are pretty notorious. So they probably do better than King's. What is it, King's Community or King's Medical? Like a hospital like that where doctors know they can. Will the government? I'm babbling.
Sure.
Will the government cap what a doctor can earn?
No.
Okay, so they won't say
that
hospital which is being
does not happen under Medicare. That will not happen.
Okay, so because Anthony was saying that if the hospital's getting Medicaid money or Medicare money. Yeah. They may not be in a position to pay, say, Surgeon X.
That's just it.
Because they can't do it.
Technically, what you're saying is they're not going to be able to cap it, but the circumstance itself is going to be that the hospital is going to be forced to cap because they're getting...
Well, let's be honest, there's a cap now. There's only so much money doctors can make. It's not an unlimited pool. I can't go out and be like, give me $10 million. No one, it just doesn't happen. Of course, there's a cap because you know how much you can get paid by this insurance, you know how much the overhead is. It's a business like anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how much it is.
But it's a business.
But I'm saying, so fund it so that the amount of money going into the system is exactly the same as it is now. If the same amount of money is going into the system and the same doctors are practicing, the same money is available for income.
But it's getting divvied up.
No, it's getting divvied up by the patients, but still going to the same number of doctors splitting out the same amount of money.
How much, let me ask you a question, how much would malpractice insurance change if it was being run by the government?
Well, malpractice insurance, there's two reasons malpractice insurance would change. First is a lot of what gets paid out in malpractice claims is actually your future care. maybe it accounts for about half of claims. You know, there's always the big case of punitive damages, but most cases are like, I'm going to need care for the rest of my life. This is what it costs. You owe it to me. If the rest of your care was already covered by Medicare or a government system, that part of the malpractice goes away completely.
How much did the doctor, I'm sorry to interrupt you, doctor. How much do doctors pay, roughly, the average doctor for malpractice insurance?
It's so variable, but I mean, you know, it depends. If you're an OB-GYN in a bad place, it could be 50, 100. I mean, it's insane.
What's a fairly average rate that most healthcare providers would pay?
I hesitate to. I say only because I just don't know the number off the top of my head. But it's a lot of money.
30,000. We'll believe you.
Yeah. I'm trying not to make anything up. Yeah, that sounds. I mean, that could be.
Is it over $400 a year? Yes. We're going to start there and work our way up.
Yes. But so right away you're going to lose half of the things. So we could then only reason to bring malpractice cases would be for punitive damages. We could set up a new system. The other reason is if we could pass some law. We discussed before defensive medicine. It accounts for $80-90 billion a year. Yeah, if we could drop that down, that would save us some money too. It's not insignificant amount of money. It would actually cover a fair amount of the uninsured, and we could work on that too. But yes, this would absolutely work to bringing malpractice premiums down.
I'm just thinking of the basic American. Maybe I'm a traditionalist, my friend, or just an asshole.
You're just a dreamer.
But I am. I'm just thinking of the basic American dream of the fact that if you do, and I don't care how, organized crime, luck, skill, however you acquired your cash, in this country, that affords you the ability to get better things. Mm-hmm. And I think healthcare falls into that category.
I think you'll still find a way.
In some back alley abortion?
Attaboy,
Attaboy. You got us there.
Attaboy. Because that money will bring with relationships and knowledge, and you'll get into the clinic you want. It still happens today.
I don't see that happening. I see that as being one of these, we're spreading it out, we're spreading it thin and evenly.
I gotta tell you,
I'm not feeling that I would be able to get the best care my money could buy me. Your
ability to get the best doctor, everything else, is not today realistically related to how much money you have in your bank. As opposed to, like, do you know someone to get you into the clinic? Do you have a personal relationship? Do you know? That's the stuff that sort of matters.
I kind of know. If I get an illness, I'm not going to the South Bronx. I'm not going to Bed-Stuy.
Yeah, but you
I'm going to Manhasset.
Yes.
I'm going to Roslyn.
I got it.
I'm going to that area, Nassau County.
Just say the Jew areas.
I'm going to every Jew area.
Yes. Could we get Medicaid to cover his visit to Kevorkian? Is that
possible? Well, I'll chip in.
Goddamn Jimmy Norton. Well, you know something? Like I said, nice enough guy. I think, but I don't think we're ever going to agree on this, sir.
I think that's probably true.
And I hope I win in the end.
But what the doctor's saying is not as radical as I thought either. Like,
Shut up, you lefty!
Oh, no. Well, you see, you're just a part of the machine, man. But no, we do think, like, socialized...
Gatekeeper! Shut up, gatekeeper!
We think socialized medicine...
All right.
Guy who doesn't know where he's going. That's my new character. Guy has no idea what point he's going. Do you really?
Well, why don't we promote the book? Because we got Chris and Davis standing by, too. Dr. Aaron Carroll, the book is called Don't Swallow Your Gum, Myths, Half-Truths, and Outright Lies About Your Body and Health. Anything good in this book?
This is cool. Let me read a couple of these. Green mucus points to a sinus infection. Is this true?
Yes, it is.
No, it's
totally not true.
Points to an untasty snack.
Disgusting ass.
All right, let me try another
I will say, guys, I'm actually a huge fan of the show. I actually listen every day.
No one gives a shit.
I'm not kidding you. The book was inspired by a scary news tease.
Oh, wow.
I kid you not.
What?
Wow.
Green mucus points to sinus infection.
Wait. What scary news tease?
There was. I'm not sure I actually heard the tease in your show, but it was one of those. It was a Halloween one, and they were going. Do you know what strangers are putting in kids' candy? And turns out,
we'll tell you. No, Doc.
11.
Doctor's very smart.
Hold on. We got the good ones here for the good doc.
Oh, I love these.
Yeah, and we got like
these are real ones.
I'm not kidding. I listen every day. I know which ones he's going to pull
up.
Thank
you, sir.
Could frequent hiccups be a sign of cancer? Watch News 8 at 10.
I like the one with the sex offenders are going to be put into your neighborhood.
Yes. Sex offenders may be in your house.
Dude, that's a real one.
The problem solvers have uncovered sexual predators sent to live in our nursing homes.
Do you really know who's living down the hall?
Could this happen to your mother?
Great, thanks.
Hopefully, if you look at her porn collection, that's what she likes. Yes, my mother would like an African-American orderly. Prior convictions.
Look at us inspiring a book. This is cool shit.
Preferably from the Caribbean. Halloween myth was that strangers that could poison your candy. This guy spent his life basically proving there's never been an incidence of a stranger poisoning Halloween candy. Well, every time it's happened, every time it's been a family member poisoning the candy and then blaming it on the
That was in the Culture of Fear, which is a great book.
Could your house be making you fat? Tomorrow, CBS 2 News at 5.
If you're a gingerbread man.
Are you normal? Thursday at 11 on News 8.
And the ingredients in shampoo that can make a boy develop breasts tonight at 10.
I love these.
How a twist on the predator law could shut down religion.
One city wants to pack all their sex offenders into a 3-block area. Problem is, it could be right next to your house.
That sounds like a fun 3 blocks.
What a fucking happening block party they would throw. Everyone's getting ass fucked by the potato salad. God, would that be a great 4th of July party?
You can't shut down religion.
Big giant water slides are just nude men at the end.
Yeah, look at that. He's shooting a Roman candle out of his anus.
Well, guys, we inspired a book. How cool is that?
What's another comment? What's another one?
All right, let's try another one, Ed. Let me try to get one.
Okay. Let's see.
Well, here's one. Men with big feet have bigger penises.
Yeah, you'd be shocked. They actually studied this. They've actually done even studies where they do stretched penile length. I don't know who volunteered for this.
Wow.
So they actually measure the feet, measure the penis. Tons of people. There's no relationship whatsoever.
Not, because I got a nice sized hog, and I only got 9.5.
I'll say you do.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
Oh boy, and I actually have short, fat
yourself,
feet.
brother.
Thank you.
All right.
And I'm not particularly well endowed, but it's been called more delicious than one would expect.
Now, singles have better sex lives than married couples.
Yeah, that's actually a myth.
And it says now I've read this. Let me add a little of my reason. Yeah, tell me about it. Let me add a little bit of my reasoning in here. You say married couples report more sex, more orgasms, and more instances of giving and receiving oral pleasure.
Yes.
Now this is probably, I would say, it's probably true. Yeah, it's, you studied it. But singles, it says singles have better sex lives than married couples. More does not necessarily mean better.
I think
this is more sex, orgasms, and oral pleasures with the same rag you've been with for years. Do you know how special it is when a brand new girl touches your wee-wee? Oh, I don't care how many times it's done. It's that quality.
I'm coming, you dumb bitch.
Roll over and shut up.
Exactly.
Where do you live, Doctor?
Indianapolis.
No, you don't.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I know, but believe me, I have trouble believing it too.
You go to 500?
I've never been. Been living there 6 years, and we still haven't gotten down there.
Well, I hear it's a big shindig.
Do you have anything else to say, Mr. Wanking? Yes, I'm a loyal Colts fan. Thank you. That was an Injustice for All reference. Very topical.
It's like us, though. We don't go to the Empire State Building. You
say you should poop at least 6 times a day? That can't be right.
No. Where are we at with the pooping?
That's a typo in your copy
there. I do 3 a day. Is that good?
Oh my God, that's quite a bit actually.
Yes.
You're very good.
That's healthy?
3 or fewer stools per week is diagnosed as chronic constipation.
Yes. The idea, though, is that everybody panics that they got to be going every day, and if they don't go every day, somehow something's wrong.
How many a week?
Every day is pretty good,
3
but
a week is fine. But actually, you can certainly do more than that as long as,
I go every day, actually, and I would say at least 4 a week make the bowl. The other 3, well, I should have planned better. You know how it is.
Now, when the government's running healthcare, will they be keeping track of how many times a day?
Yeah, because they won't be involved in that kind of stuff.
Taking samples.
They'll be bagging up your logs.
Will there be cameras in the toilet?
Well, if I have my way.
You can only hope.
He also says that milk doesn't make you phlegmy.
Doesn't. They've done double-blinded studies where they give people, they don't know what they're getting, and it makes no difference. It also makes no difference in the particles. It's in your head thing.
Well, maybe not for blind people.
If I drank milk, I guarantee I start going,
people will say that if I give you 2 different substances and I don't tell you what they are, most people can't tell which one.
Jimmy, stop drinking out of a mule.
Maybe it's not milk.
Oh.
Yes, exactly.
So what is it that makes me clear my throat a lot like that? I didn't actually get that. I don't give oral sex to men, so no, I don't quite get that. Why don't you explain?
All right.
Jimmy's sitting up.
So, what is it about that? Because it's like, and it drives me, and forgive my language,
but
bonkers.
It could be like postnasal drip.
I do have that, but I had sinus surgery. It's better since then.
Well, I mean, but is it still like, are you still having postnasal drip?
I don't know.
Do they have you on anything?
Probably, Jimmy, if you're still having
He's
problems.
going to charge you if you're...
No, I'm a pediatrician. I'm not going to charge him for this.
Oh. Hey, Doc, so why should we read this? Why should we read this book?
I think that, you're going to find that there's a lot of stuff that people have told you is true, and it's just absolutely not true.
That is actually cool. I like the idea.
All right. Yeah. You can't get pregnant using the pull-out method. That's a myth. Of course you can, right?
Of course you can, yes. That one is one of those...
What? Ixnay.
Sorry.
How about, this is the best method. This is the best method. Leave it in and give them a wrong last name.
Doc, you shouldn't have that in your book.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
You really shouldn't have that in your book.
It kind of violates the bro code, doesn't
But
it?
it does. But it does prove that we inspired you to write the book.
Yes.
No, that's fantastic.
This looks phenomenal, this book, actually. Flying on a plane is dangerous for your unborn baby. Is that actually a myth?
It's not. It's totally a myth. And the worry is sort of that, one, people always used to worry
What
about...
if the plane crashes?
What if it crashes?
That's a danger to everyone, including your unborn baby. But it's not dangerous in terms of, the air or anything else.
Did we get a mention in your book?
You didn't, and I apologize.
Most fucking people give us a mention in their book, Doc.
I should have, now that I look at it.
Opie's so embarrassing to be around when we have guests like this. Because you ask, you give comments and questions that I cringe at. Because you say in the book.
You say what we're all thinking. You have the audacity to say what I want to say.
And you weren't curious to know?
Of course I want to be in the book.
You like seeing your name in print just like I do. Where's our
Not
fucking
usually.
name?
It's in the paper.
I'll tell you what, we'll go to the next print thing, if they can let me change the acknowledgments.
We're not even in the acknowledgments?
That's what I want.
Get out!
The average person swallows 8 spiders a year.
Not true.
That's a myth. How many spiders does the average person swallow a year?
Probably 0.
Okay, good.
Doc,
I've spent millions for no reason buying spider nets for my mouth to protect me. Boo.
You kind of hurt all our feelings. We really wanted to be in the book, and we inspired the writing of this book. Could you at least apologize for us not being in the book?
I do apologize.
All right, thank you.
Now, this is very, cold weather.
Yes.
And getting sick, getting a cold.
Totally not true.
Now, I understand, because it's a virus, so,
But it's amazing, because you'd be surprised what people subject in research. They've actually chilled people or made them wet and then injected live viruses into their nose, and there's no difference in infection rates at all.
Now, why, though, does it seem that everyone
gets sick in the winter?
You get sick in the winter.
There's probably 2 reasons. One
I
is
already
that
know the
people,
answer,
if they're cold or wet, will often report symptoms more than otherwise. The second is that when it's cold, we happen to spend sometimes a lot more time indoors and around other people, and we're probably transmitting viruses.
Yeah, but is it...
One more question. Sure. Could you tell us, Doc, when this old fuck's going to die?
There's a man walking down the hall who has what I would call supple bosoms. Is that healthy?
Probably not.
Should he move to Canada if he has a problem?
Oh, you saw him though, Doc?
He laughed.
Yeah.
He actually laughed.
See, he is a fan of the show.
So
I was just testing him.
What were we just
I miss Little Nicky. I'm very upset.
I know, Little Nicky's great. Although he's starting to not look like Little Nicky anymore on purpose.
Whole look
very slowly morphing into some other character.
Oh, but getting colds. Do you get more? I always think you get more colds in the winter because your body is trying to heat you, and the things that would normally fight infection are heating you. That's a myth?
No, that's a myth. Part of the reason is that viruses are seasonal, so a lot of the viruses that will cause colds happen to be in higher levels, sometimes in the winter months.
That's all it is?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the weather whatsoever.
And is it true that you never get the same strain of cold twice?
You never get the same exact virus twice.
Right.
Because, you build up an immunity.
It's like snowflakes.
There are some viruses you can't, you build an immunity, but you don't ever kick. Like, you get chickenpox, that virus is always in your body. Yeah, that's how people get zoster, or stuff like that.
Really?
Shingles.
Shingles.
That's what shingles. It's reactivation.
That's what Nixon had. I think a Jew gave it to me. Anti-Semite.
But you get virus, you get immune to it.
So you what kind of doctor are you? Like, what did you?
I'm a pediatrician, but again, I
spend
spend most of my time actually doing research. So I'm what's called a health services research.
So now, as a pediatrician, do you have probably a hell of an immune system? Because kids just come in coughing in your face all day. You probably never get sick.
You'd think. I seem to get every virus.
Oh, do you really?
I don't know what that is.
Swine flu.
It's probably actually. I really don't practice that much. I don't see patients that often.
Our good friend Andy Levy here was very ill, and he believes it was a swine flu. And let me ask you a question: Are they not diagnosing the swine flu as the swine flu to keep stats down? Go, Doc.
No, because the truth of the matter is that the swine people got so freaked out by the swine flu. Influenza every year, just regular old influenza, is far more dangerous than the swine flu.
Kills a lot more people.
Way more people, exactly. Way more people infected. Way more people dying.
Are you
every
belittling
week.
my swine flu?
I'm not. I'm just saying that the reason I'm tracking it
go to work.
Are you saying that he was looking for sympathy when he was running around oinking?
I think people.
No, the doctor told me the doctor told me I had swine.
I believe you.
I didn't just. I don't think you do.
I totally believe you.
Oh, things get rather heated here in the morning.
Yes, they do.
Gets kind of crazy. Where's Kristen Davis? I want to get her in and see what she's got on.
Get her
I'm
in.
fairly sexually attracted to her.
Let's get rid of this board and get Kristen in.
I happen to like this doctor very much.
I did the Colbert
You
Report
did
last
good?
night.
How was that?
It was a lot of fun.
He's a fun guy.
He really is.
And, boy, he's really right-wing, though, so you guys must have really had a hard time with each other.
He really was yelling at me quite a bit.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm sure he meant it, too.
Yeah.
The book is
doing
called...
any more press? What are you doing?
I was here doing Dr. Oz for the book right before I came in here.
Is that your publicist or your wife?
That's my wife.
Oh, she's lovely. Hello. You're a doctor as well, too, right? No.
No.
The book is called Don't Swallow Your Gum. It actually looks really good. Here's what I like about it, and I mean this in a good way. It's a small book. You read this on the toilet. It's like, dude, there's nothing better
Taking
than
your one dump a day.
It rules. I used to read encyclopedias on the toilet. They were so uncomfortable. 30 volumes on my lap, my little numb legs. This is fantastic, though.
Jimmy, can I see his book?
No, because you're going to hurt it. And I
wouldn't do that.
I'm taking
Dr. Aaron Carroll.
Where's my copy?
I want mine in my
what?
bag.
No, I
so
want. Hey, can I see your copy?
No.
Put it away. What?
I'll
What
give you a copy.
Would you sign my book?
Oh, you got an
doctor?
extra copy? Great.
Do we have to get this girl in there? Not this girl, Kristen.
Yeah, we got to take a quick break.
All right, let's take a break. I'm going to
I
pay.
don't want a signature because if they find it in my house, they'll probably take my guns away.
See, we don't have a problem with guns. I'm not.
He's more
teasing, of course.
He's
just
more
healthcare.
I think he's more like you than you realize.
I know. He's probably more libertarian on other things. Yeah.
Holla,
I hear
right?
you.
Yep.
All right there, Doc.
More like Anthony, huh? Did you also try to get Marvel Comics to make Mein Kampf into a superhero?
No, I'm still trying. What do you mean try?
All right, big break. Andy Levy's here from Red Eye.
Thank you, Doc.
And the good doctor, Aaron Carroll. Don't swallow your gum.
Pick it up.
Sounds like
Looks
a good
fun.
read for real.
It really does, man. And it's just like fucking everything you think about with medicine is answered in here, I think. If you pick up food within 5 seconds of hitting the floor, it's safe. Do people actually believe that?
It's a 5-second rule.
Yeah, it's 5-second rule. It's totally not true.
God damn it. All that time I dropped my gum in the stable. Do you know, one time I dropped my chewing gum under a urinal and I got it right up off the floor.
Can I ask the good doctor something? I ate gum off my shoe literally 10 days ago, and then I had explosive diarrhea. I was shooting water. Are they connected?
that could be related.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
What did I get, you think?
Whatever was probably on the bathroom floor that was on the bottom of your shoe.
No, this was the dirty streets of Manhattan.
It could also be the 6 enemas you gave yourself.
That's just fetish stuff.
So that wasn't a good idea to do that? Yeah.
No.
Nothing that would be lasting?
No, it probably went right. If you had explosive diarrhea and you're done, you're fine.
Oh, my God. It was inevitable that you guys would cheat on me with another doctor. Ha ha ha.
Doctor
Good
who?
debate. Great show.
Doctor who?
Dr. Steve.
Call him Dr.
Is
who.
Dr. Steve is very upset we cheated on him.
Well, you know what? Dr. Steve should fucking come up here and start doing some great radio instead of fucking stand there barefoot in a vat of grapes.
Making the stupid wine.
Trying to make undrinkable beverages.
This guy gave us a bag each of drugs. Did you do that, Dr. Steve?
That is true, Dr. Steve. My dick would honestly be atrophied if it wasn't for Dr. Steve. Thank God for Dr. Steve.
Bed sores.
Oh my God, my penis is firm and young feeling thanks to Dr. Steve.
Oh my God.
Oh, so he gives you the pills.
Yo, you bet he does.
Well, Aaron Carroll gave us the pills too, and I really appreciate all the different color pills you gave us today.
My pleasure.
Yes, Dr. Nicopolis here.
Really?
Fresh back to the fucking Graceland tour.
All right, yeah, we should take a break, and then we'll bring in Kristen Davis.
Yep.
All right. Very cool. Oh, no. We'll just leave. Okay, cool.
What if we sneak out?
All right.
I want to talk.
You go first.
We need Andy Levy to talk a little more. He got up early and all.
Yes, he did.
All right, we'll figure it all out. Thank you, Doc. Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton.
Yes.
Andy Levy, who's part of the Red Eye team.
Yes, 5 nights a week on Fox News.
Yeah, we have Gregg in there a lot as well.
Yes,
and now
we do.
we're going to start getting Andy in here, hopefully on a regular basis. Andy, you promoting anything else?
Me?
Yeah.
Not a goddamn thing.
All right, good. Look at these tits then.
She's lovely.
Kristen Davis, everyone.
Oh, hi. Here
damn.
she is.
You look.
It's nice to meet you.
What did she do?
Kiss me on the cheek.
Yes.
Wow, you look much better this time around.
Jesus, what a backhanded compliment that is.
Sexy.
That was a front-handed insult, actually.
You look way better. I don't know what it is. Did you go on vacation? What happened?
No,
go to a
I mean,
tanning
you caught
booth?
me at a time. It was a very tough time in my life. I didn't know I looked that bad before, but thanks.
No, you look
Maybe
good.
I just dressed up for all you guys
Yeah, I
in
can't
here.
believe Anthony said that. I think you're beautiful.
I think you look very good.
I'm a good boy.
You have very nice, nice legs, if I may.
Thank you. That's exactly what you look at, right? Between the two.
Are you wearing underwear?
No.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah, the guys were saying you weren't wearing any.
I didn't notice that.
We had a doctor in here could have taken a look at that.
There's a pediatrician, so.
You're not wearing
I don't think, yeah.
No, I never wear underwear.
Great size difference in what
I
he's
stopped like 10 years ago, and now I find them uncomfortable.
I agree.
Really? It's just
You don't wear any underwear yet?
I do wear underwear, but I find them uncomfortable. I like discomfort.
There you go.
Yes.
You stopped wearing underwear like 10 years ago?
10 years, yeah.
Wow. Really?
Do you ever show your hiney?
You never nervous about wearing something that short?
Yeah.
It's not short.
All right.
Oh, wow. Your legs just...
No, it's not that bad.
It's short when you sit.
No, it's not that bad.
It's short when you sit. Or when you get out of a car or you do a cartwheel or
She
something.
smells really good.
Yes, she does.
God,
in this room,
I'm going to come here more
fucking
often. You
skunk
guys
would
are being
smell
so
good.
nice.
When Jimmy farts, anything smells good in this room.
Yeah.
Can I talk you into doing some sit-ups like while I look from this angle?
Oh, you hold her feet?
Yes, I'm as a gentleman.
Old school, hold the feet while the other person does the fucking crunches.
So, Kristen, you're in this this month's edition of Penthouse, an article. It's called The Bull, and then in parentheses, shit market, the bullshit market. So you were the Manhattan Madam. And what is this article about in Penthouse?
It's about Wall Street misappropriated spending, the antics of the guys spending the money, doing cocaine, spending the corporate money, taking it out of people's
still
pockets.
Doing coke?
Jesus still,
Christ.
it's huge.
Come on,
huge.
whoever didn't move on to heroin's a pussy.
Why is it?
Or at least meth.
Yeah, go to meth, something. Yeah. Coke is so 80s.
Why is your article only 2.5 pages?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why did you get your picture? My picture's not in there, and I think I'm kind of cute.
Damn.
Because they were making fun of us, obviously. They picked the worst picture ever taken of us.
I don't know. There's quite...
Page 51.
Plenty of really bad ones to choose from.
What was the name of your agency, your escort agency?
Wicked Models.
Wicked Models. And you said one of the people you name is... you named Bernie Madoff as one of the guys?
That's correct.
Was he frequent? How much money was he spending?
He was a body rub client, so he wasn't on the high end.
$20 billion in
Yes, I've taken everyone's money, and now they're going to come find me.
Body rub.
What's a body rub?
Rub and tug.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he would probably
Make
get
you
more
cranky?
if he would... How much would he spend average, do you know? Like, what was a body rub?
$220.
That's
$220,
it?
yeah.
Do you think you'd ever throw them more for a blowjob or whatever? Because I would do
sure.
that many times.
I'm sure if you like the girl, but body rub's safe. Like you can go in for a couple $100. If you like her, you can coerce her for more. You don't have to pay agencies fees. You really get a discount actually that way.
Okay. And last time you were in, we didn't...
Bernie, such a saver.
Why are we moving on?
Times were tough. He knew.
What a cheap fuck.
Yeah, for all that money.
Yeah, his office was 2 doors down from my location.
Did you know him?
No, I didn't personally know him.
I'm sorry.
All the offshore, all the body rub calls were handled offshore.
Offshore, which means...
I had an offshore call
Fire
center.
Island.
Okay.
Uruguay,
That's as far as I can go.
Staten Island.
Yeah, Staten Island.
Oh, wait, that's interesting, too. So what? That kept it safe for you? They're calling somewhere else?
It was cheaper. I mean, I was paying these girls in New York 10% of the gross of a call, so if it's $1,000, they got $100.
Oh, you and your socialized prostitution. Enough already.
Get that doctor back in here.
You can go over to Uruguay, and it's about $350 a month for somebody's salary with a master's degree that speaks perfect English.
Oh, okay.
So I had 8 people over there.
You didn't do any bait and switch, did you? I've had that happen a couple of times.
That's all I did was bait and switch.
Did you
That's
really?
the art of it. But if you're good at it, you will never know.
Well,
Why?
did you ever get guys who sent... I sent one girl back. But I was
Showed
nice
up with
about
a
it.
dick.
Well, no, she didn't have one. I was like, what is this? You're missing something. You're incomplete. No, one girl came over, and I wanted this little sexy blonde, and they sent me this kind of a hefty Hawaiian. It was really awful. And but
Tony Nakamura? Tony Rocky Hara?
I gave her up. I gave her some money just for...
massage.
I gave her money just for a cab, but then I showed her online, like, this is the girl I called. And then she's like, yeah, they do. That's like, she knew that they kind of tried to fuck me out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's an art to bait and switch. If you're going to bait and switch, she better resemble the
Gouging
photo.
their
You know,
eyes
if
out
it's
at
a
the
brunette
door.
with long hair and you see panties and heels from the back, you don't know what her face looks like.
Let me tell you something. I've looked at pictures on Craigslist and gone, wow, that's a girl I wouldn't mind having over here. But knowing damn well that girl ain't showing up. Some Asian girl's going to show up, or some Hispanic lady, or a black guy. is showing up at the door. It's not going to be this hot blonde girl.
What do you mean it's not going to be the penthouse model?
It's just not going to be. It's never, it never, look, that's who's going to, and she ain't even showing up. A nice little anime girl that might show up.
No, she's not showing up. If they're showing her face, well, chances are she's not showing up.
No, huh? See?
Oh, really?
But the pictures aren't always, completely misrepresented. Sometimes if you do it right, if you do bait and switch right, I'm going to send you someone I overpromise, underdeliver.
Look, Patrick Swayze's brother looked like Patrick Swayze, but you knew it wasn't Patrick Swayze.
When Frank Stallone shows up.
Yeah, exactly. You know it's not Sly.
Now, what about Michelle? She was what was the name of her agency? She was in Fort Lauderdale. She actually gave me one for free one time. Niecy's Girls, I think they were called.
Oh yeah. I don't remember.
But you know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. She had some pretty high end. Were you kind of on that level with her?
Sure. But I think bigger. I had Boston, Philly, DC, 3 apartments in New York, LA, Miami as well.
And now you said Spitzer was one of your clients?
She held all the prostitutes in her pockets like so many nickels and dimes.
Yeah, she went to jail for the Spitzer thing.
I spent 4 months in Rikers Island.
Yeah, we missed the A-Rod story. She was in literally the day before she told the world about A-Rod.
Disclaimer, I did not.
We're over it, trust me.
No,
or you wouldn't be
coming.
here.
Yeah,
that's fine.
But give us some info on A-Rod and the hookers. And you dated him personally?
No.
You didn't date him?
There was a friendship there. I didn't date him. Maybe a crush.
Did he, did you guys ever go out to dinner together?
We went out in public together, yes.
Okay, you hung out a little bit. Would he ever give you gifts as a friend?
Sure.
Would they be cash gifts? Would they be just jewelry? Or
she went to the game, saw him at the fence, and got an autograph. That pretty much
the
sums
thing
up
is,
the
I found in running an agency, once you say, I don't care who the client is, once you say yes, then they feel uncomfortable calling back and asking for another girl. And then if you say no, they feel rejected. So you have to walk the fine line of just being a big flirt. So if a client calls up and says, hey, I'm interested in, booking a girl. Oh, you sound really cute. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I am. But, you really wouldn't like me. I'm not that much fun. So you just keep saying no without saying no.
But you went out with him. Let's be honest. Maybe for me you do. But for a guy who's got a $200 million contract, that's a guy probably who was at least, you must have slept with him. And which is okay.
No, I didn't sleep with him.
Come on, you never banged A-Rod? Come on, you can say if you did. How about other things?
There was a hesitation.
Of course there's hesitation.
No, I'm not going to say that he's not a extremely attractive man, but I had a boyfriend at that time, and I'm not a cheater, so I don't care who you are, I wouldn't have done it.
Give us some sign language.
Her boyfriend, Derek Jeter.
Did you have any, did you ever make out with him?
No.
You ever touch his hog?
No, I never touched his hog.
Are you like a Madame Prude?
Got a potbelly pig. It was in the back room.
You know what? It was business, so it was not personal. There's a different, there's a madam and then there's a Kristen. So they're two different people.
Yes. So why would he go out with a madam who wasn't going to give him any type of sexual activity?
I bring girls
because she was
with me.
bringing the girls. I get that part of it. So
okay.
Why? Maybe it's a dumb question, but why someone like A-Rod needs hookers when he could bang pretty much any groupie out there?
Discretion.
They don't get attached.
Discretion. You pay him to leave.
Yeah, you pay him to leave. It's the truth.
It is true.
I'm just sick of hearing that. Sorry.
It is true. On variety, I mean, it's easy. It is easy. You don't have to work for it. So at the end of the day, when you're tired and you just want to do what you want to do, you can make a call and it's there in 2 seconds. You don't have to go out. You don't have to, you can be in your pajamas. It's great.
Did the girls give you good reviews on A-Rod? Oh boy, what's his problem?
What was the negative review that you heard?
One pump
two of the girls were from out of the country.
He was
didn't even
great
know
in
who he
April,
was.
but horrible in September.
Wait, there was too much going on there.
He was great in April, what?
But horrible in September.
Yeah. And what are you laughing at it? There's so much going on.
No, that's what it was. I was just ready to go. The girls that fucked him in October.
I know, we all were going for it.
Yeah. We bang heads.
What were some of the reports you got that were less than stellar?
They were not less than stellar. They were just, two of the girls didn't know who he was. They're from out of the country. They didn't recognize him.
Oh, screw them.
And one of the other girls, her father's actually a coach for a major league team. So she freaked out when she saw him.
So she's an escort and her father is what kind of a coach?
Baseball.
From Major League Baseball.
No, but a pitching coach. Is he a manager or is he a...
He's a pitching coach.
Okay. And American or National League? You don't have to get any more specific.
Which team was that? I missed it.
Yeah, what's it rhyme with, the team?
I don't know.
It rhyme with pets.
I know nothing about sports.
Nice. I had to think for a second.
I know.
I'm a fool.
Hankies.
We got to ask her about I think Joseph Brooks, I think is his name.
Oh, yes, Mr. Brooks. Mm-hmm.
He's been in the paper. He's the dude that wrote, help me out.
You light up my life.
Thank you.
All right.
91 counts on his indictment, 12 women, 3-year period of assault, rape, all these first-degree felonies.
He's a creep. But
his bail was less than mine. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Wow. That's fair, right?
$500,000 versus $2 million.
You knew him in this world?
Sure, about 150 appointments.
Really?
How much an appointment?
$1,500.
An appointment for an hour?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, do I fucking...
He's a complete crackhead. Did a whole, excessive drugs, 3 or 4 day binges, had the girls read scripts, saying, they're auditioning for his next film that he's doing. Complete whack job.
And he would rape the girls or no?
No, he didn't rape my girls. He just tried to have sex.
Hard to rape a girl you paid for sex.
Well, I'm saying he's charged with rape, right? So I'm saying, was it escort?
No, actually, he's charged with rape, but his assistant used to go out on Craigslist and find women that they were for auditioning for parts, and then bring them over to the apartment. And
it's pretty silly.
Probably read the same script my girls read. Saying,
was it a dirty script?
Joe, I want to have sex with you without a condom. I'm in love with you, blah, 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 blah. And the girl's saying this, and he's trying to get them to believe it, and then they come to do the act, and he wants to do it without a condom, and then there's some sort of, verbal discussion. Mm-hmm. And they usually call me, or, depends on the level of girl that I send him. If it's a really hot girl, he doesn't want her to leave, so he's not going to pull any BS.
How did he have so much money? Was it from that one song?
You light up my life.
One song. Jesus.
One song that was played 8 billion times. The song was made into a movie.
Debbie Boone? Who was it?
Barbra Streisand? No.
Debbie Boone.
Debbie Boone.
All right.
Boone's daughter.
Debbie Boone.
I wonder if he got her.
And he was just a real creep, obviously.
Real creep.
Now, we don't know where to go with this Governor X. We're hearing things. About a governor.
Yeah, so am I.
Governor X.
What are you hearing?
There's a governor. Another governor.
Not Elliot Spitzer.
Not the governor.
And we know not McGreevy.
No, we definitely know that.
Definitely not David Patterson.
Patterson.
She is saying...
He went down on your toilet bowl cover.
She is saying there's another governor, ladies and gentlemen. Really?
Now, what did this other governor enjoy engaging in?
Can't really talk about that.
Why not?
Not even what he liked?
Why can't you talk about that? You're not saying his name. Why can't you talk about what he likes?
Just straight
sex, I think. But also a little, let's say, entertainment. Going out actually for drinks with the girls. It was a whole night sort of affair.
Pay for that.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But how would he go out with them in public?
Money, fuck me.
As a governor, how would he get away with going out with them in public and not being spotted?
He had a friend with him.
Okay, so he would bring a friend.
Mm-hmm. His friend would book the appointments for him, and then they did the bait and switch on me.
His friend was President X.
His friend's actually
And his wife is Secretary of
Right, former President X.
Yes, former President X.
So why are you uncomfortable with the governor, talking about the governor without...
Well, the last governor put me in Rikers for 4 months and seized all of my assets and then put me in about another $300,000 of debt. So
how did that happen? Because you got arrested for it, right?
Yes.
But you've also kind of done your time for it, haven't you, for being a madam?
Yes, I have done my time.
So how can they prosecute you again for it?
I don't know. They can prosecute whomever they want for whatever they want. They can create something, is what I found.
So this governor's still in office?
Still in office.
What's your favorite baseball team?
Chicago Cubs.
Chicago governor.
Is the governor?
I don't know.
Is the governor? Yes, Chicago governor.
I will say it's not Arnold. How's that?
Well, that's cool. We got 49 to go.
All right, we're doing good.
But I have to defend my home state. You know how it goes.
Is it? Okay,
can we get a region of the country?
Yeah, it's a Democrat or Republican.
East.
Yeah, are you going to be identifying this guy tomorrow after you're off our show?
No, I'm not identifying this guy at all, although I hear that there are some, nice blog postings and comments on the Huffington Post.
Is it east? Is it northeast or southeast?
Just east.
It's northeast. Let's be honest with each other here.
Yeah, you're not naming a guy?
No, there's a lot of stuff going on, though, a lot of interesting conversation about
Let's just say this. Have you seen anything that was written anywhere that did peg him accurately?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you have a pencil?
I have a pen.
Are we doing Sudoku?
I need a pencil.
We're doing Sudoku?
Yeah, thank you. See, I just needed a pencil.
What
You could do like Hangman.
That's not a pencil. That's a pen.
Oh! That's all I needed. I'm fine now. Oh!
You wanted to do the crossword puzzle.
You're so vain.
Yeah, I know. And I spelled it wrong. Do you have an eraser? Doesn't mean anything.
So for how long did this particular governor, whoever it is, use your service?
About a year and a half.
And how many times would you say that he? How many times would you say he engaged in prostitution?
Probably 10 or so.
10 or so. And how much a pop? 1,500.
How to say this without saying this? It was obviously 1,500 is New York rate. So outside of New York, rates vary.
What are the rates? Let's just say. Let me ask you a question. The rates in New York are about 1,500. What are the rates in New Jersey?
It's about 700-800.
What are the rates in Pennsylvania?
Not the same.
About 700-800.
Mm-hmm.
This gentleman paid in coal and steel.
So it kind of goes. Okay, so it kind of. So it kind of goes out like when you get to the smaller states, and as you go north, say to Connecticut, would it stay the?
I'm going on Wikipedia.
It's usually right around the $700.
Join in the fun.
700. So maybe. Okay, so this guy got about 10 times he used your service, and he just pretty much liked straight sex. Was there anything weird? I'm sure you got some kind of reports on him.
More of the reports were about the bait and switch. You think the appointment's with one person, and then all of a sudden you get baited and switched, and you have to wonder why. So you do a little investigating, find out. Oh, okay.
Well, how did you find out who the person was? Did you? Because obviously he wouldn't give his real name, would he?
Yeah, actually he did. I mean, you're out in public, so obviously, people will come up to him and shake his hand, talk to him and that sort of level. So usually some girls are so dumb that, they just don't put two and two together. But luckily I managed at least once to send him someone who figured out what the deal was.
Now, so basically she was out with this governor who had a friend with him, and it made it look like it was the friend's date.
The friend, yes. The friend would book everything, initially meet the girl, and then bait and switch later on.
And then the governor would take her upstairs for an hour, or would he spend the night?
A couple of hours.
Okay. Would he do it in his home state or other states?
Home state.
Well, gotta like the balls on the governor.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right.
So you think he's feeling the heat that maybe he's been named a little bit here and there? Although not here, of course.
There's a legal disclaimer. Not here.
Well, it's the truth. I mean, we don't know. I would love to know. I would say who he was if I thought I knew who he was. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't come as a shock, right? I mean, look at Spitzer. He was frequenting services in his home state.
Yeah.
That's true, but he wasn't really going out. Was he going out in public with them? Where's that pencil?
Was he a nice guy?
Who? Which one?
The Governor X.
Governor X was very nice.
Yeah.
Which is why one of the reasons why I'm sort of keeping quiet is because I don't feel like Spitzer obviously needed to be out. He's a big hypocrite.
The girls that were sent over, did they ever steal her heart?
It's a fair question. I mean,
happened.
If he would, no, but you know what? If he would steal her heart, she may leave the business, and I think it's good that he didn't.
Yes, exactly. Sure. Yeah, because you don't want a relationship.
No, all of a sudden, you don't need some guy just acting like a pirate taking these fucking chicks out of your business.
Enough, right? Aren't most governors married? So what are they really going to do?
Yeah, I know. You're right. Married. Yeah. And then you got a nice little filly on the side like that.
Oh, 3.
No problem there.
Without a fucking doubt, man.
Yeah, I hear you. I think we're about done there.
You bet we are.
We are running out of show, aren't we?
Oh, boy.
Kristen, we got you in late, unfortunately. We're literally running out of show here. Are you going to be in the new movie? We didn't ask you that yet.
What movie?
What movie?
Sex and the City. You're Kristen Davis.
No, I'm sure she's very put off by that, actually.
Yeah,
I'm very put off by that.
Can you,
the ex-con?
All right, so is this governor going to get busted? Is this governor going to get busted, do you think? Is it going to come out that he was doing this?
Just now.
I think it needs to be addressed. I think there are some blog comments that, I'm hearing some rumors about people really putting two and two together about the girl even being named, potentially coming out. So
how did his name start getting mentioned even? I haven't read anything. I've heard that this guy has been named. How did he start getting named?
People posting speculation on like the Huffington Post comments. There's like 100, 250 comments, and people are saying, I think it's so-and-so, I think it's so-and-so. And now news reporters are, picking that up and looking into backgrounds. And I mean, people in your home state know your proclivities. They really know what you're about. They're just waiting for the opportunity for someone else to name you. That way they can jump all over the story without any legal liability. So I'm sure people are just waiting for this Annie to come forward.
Okay.
Here we go.
Did the relationship ever get a little rocky?
That's a fair question. That's a fair question.
I just wanted in. I just wanted to be part of the club.
Hey, you know what? That's a very fair question.
Have you even been listening?
That's a very fair question.
Of course, but I want to just be a part of something.
Why not? Hey, what the
I just
fuck?
want to be a part of something.
Was the governor an Eagle Scout?
Holy shit.
Who the fuck knows? Do you think it will come out, there'll be proof of it, or will it just be more speculation that he denies?
I mean, he's got to deny. Look at what happened to Spitzer. He denies or resigns, basically, so he's going to deny. But it's, how many girls has he seen? If they all want to come forward, well, what are you going to do? Go up against, 10, 12, 20? Maybe potentially you've even had relationships with, publicists and interns and all of these other people in your work environment. So,
are there actresses and stuff working now, or high-profile models who were at one time, let's just say, on the other side of the business?
Of course.
Really?
Of course. How do you think they support themselves before they get to be of someone's stature?
Let's name one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. What state is she from?
It's gotta.
Even, you know what? I even had girls working for me. I won't be specific because I obviously want to protect them, but that were in like soap opera stars, and they're still. I don't know if it's their fetish.
Classy enough to be soap stars.
But I'm like, wait, you have a reoccurring role on X. What are you doing? Talking to me.
X of our X.
Some of them I think they are looking for some.
The X and the X.
Now, how much would a soap star get? Is she a soap star fucking, or is she before she was a soap star?
Both.
Okay, so as a soap star, how much is she getting for sex?
$76 an hour.
I thought it would be more than that.
All right, now you slipped one.
Like $2,000 to $2,500 an hour. It depends on if she allows me to send out real photos, if she allows me to say who she is. I can command more money, obviously.
Yeah.
How about more mainstream actresses?
There are a few.
What are they getting an hour?
About 3.
3,000?
But usually you try to, what you do is you say, okay, she has a minimum. So if you want to book her, it's a minimum of 5 hours. So it's a minimum 15,000.
Well, how mainstream of an actress are you talking about?
15,000.
I had a girl that's in a major motion picture. Very, very pretty.
Blonde or brunette?
Tax implications.
Do you still have contacts with any of these girls?
Sure. A handful. I mean, most of them, I think, some of them, my top girls, ratted me out in my secret grand jury indictment, so not all of them.
Flyer joke yet?
Yes.
We did that one too?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you introduce friends?
No one's made a Pirates of the Caribbean joke
yet. Maybe. We'll talk later.
No, Kristen, it's always a pleasure. You have. It's weird. You have a lot of info that you just can't blurt out. That's got to be a weird place to be.
It's a powerful yet scary place to be because
Yeah, really.
you have all the information. So,
Yeah.
but you know, also discretionary purposes, you want to be quiet.
Sure, we'll all enjoy hearing when your car explodes.
Luckily, I don't drive.
Good luck managing the Tangiers.
ManhattanMadam.com, Penthouse 40th Anniversary, Collector's Edition. On newsstands now.
The girls at Penthouse this month are fucking
Oh, my
smoking.
God,
There's like
you
a
see
whole,
that?
there's like a whole list of all the Penthouse pets from the year.
There's a whole
it's really
look back.
sexy.
It's nice. Real nice.
Let's get plugs and stuff out of the way.
Levy?
James Norton.
Andy Levy first.
Red Eye Fox News Channel, 3 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, midnight weekends.
Midnight on the West Coast.
DVR. It's the easiest
Everyone's
way to watch
DVR
it.
in
Just
that.
stay the fuck up and watch it. Jesus, I'm sick of this DVR crap.
Pussies. Yeah.
And I'll be in.
Have a drink and stay up.
Oh, and Twitter.com/Andy Levy.
Yes.
I'll be in Pennsylvania. I'll be in the Punchline in Atlanta. Atlanta. I'll be in Atlanta. The Punchline Comedy Club. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the following week I'm all mixed up here. I'll be in Middletown, New York, at my buddy Rich Franchese's club.
Yes,
the Manhattan Comedy Club. Yeah, it's a great club, and I will be there.
Very cool.
Very good. Yes, we'll see you
What
guys
a
tomorrow.
good time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
All right, whatever.